You know what's crazy is this fucking. I'm raw dogging this sweater.
You got
nothing underneath.
Son,
Nothing
I'm
underneath?
raw. I'm super raw dogging this sweater, bro. It's. I think it's even keeling. No, it's still furry.
Okay.
Oh no, is it? Nah, it's knitted on the other side. But raw dogging a sweater is nuts, though. Period.
Nipples on the sweater is crazy.
Right.
You could feel every drop of sweat.
I was about to say you gonna start
That shit going.
sweating.
Slowly going, yeah, man.
Bro,
You brave.
it's. I don't know, bro.
tough,
I'm in the house and it's already hot.
Nah, I feel
It looked like a warm
There's no
sweater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cold.
But I had to get it now because winter's almost out of here. If I wait till next week, it might be 90 degrees.
I'm praying for
It's
it.
spring. It's bipolar.
Y'all got on y'all jackets. See how we doing?
That's
We
true.
already know when to start with the bubbles is gone.
I got a little bubble vest in my car. I just left it there, but I came here with that because it was
Just in
cold
case.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Just in case.
It was unnecessarily cold yesterday. I didn't even think it was gonna feel like that,
I'm all
and it was like
leathers.
40 something, and it was cold today.
I'm you gotta manifest better weather. I'm all leathers right
Mm-hmm.
now. I actually put away all my bubbles. I was like, nah.
No,
I'm not
no.
doing
Yo, I
it.
see
mean-
you got a Pelly.
I got a few now.
That's it. You bringing them back yourself.
I mean, you said, am I bringing it back?
Yeah, you like, yo, fuck it, Pelly. I'm bringing it back. That, Vanson,
they
all that
kinda
shit.
moving right
They
now.
moving.
Got my
Yeah.
Vanson
I
from
mean, even with
2002,
that, she
and I
do.
still wear it.
Yeah.
It
I
says
put me-
Genesis NYC on the back, and
Oh,
Genesis
the
not
store.
even here. No
The
more.
store.
It
Yeah,
still
I
got a
put
ticket
too.
in it from Madison Square Garden when they used to do the high school games.
I
I
heard
keep
you.
it there.
Yeah.
When
'Cause-
everybody started fighting, you was fighting in your Vans?
I was not.
Yo, funny stories. I was supposed to play in Madison Square Garden in one of them high school games.
Damn, word. You
What
was
high school you went
basketball?
to?
My coach brought me back. I was in college at the time.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, you still in the age requirement? Because I went to college early.
Okay, got you.
At 17, I was in college.
Oh, heard you.
So he was like, yo, come back and play with us at the Garden. Flew me back.
Damn.
I was on the corner drinking and smoking weed. I missed it.
Damn.
Wow.
Never played at the Garden. It's
Damn,
like,
bro,
yo,
that would've
shit
been
like that when
fire.
you young, you just don't get it. Like,
That's a tough thing to not get.
I just, I
Well,
miss my friends.
You can't say that's a tough thing to not get because back then it was a normal thing. Like we did
Nah,
it
we was
every
in there.
year. We was in there, but for us it was more like we getting dressed. You going to the high school game, like the
Yeah.
championship game. We getting dressed. You know, everybody outside. We trying to be
That's a
outside.
holiday.
So
Yeah.
whether you was there or you not, some people they just like, nah, I got other things to do. I'm trying to make money, or I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
you know,
Only
back
thing
then it
is
was a
the whole
different
hood
era.
was going to the
Yeah,
games though.
yeah.
Like it was a
Whole
fight.
hood.
Every time.
I'm saying.
Every time.
Every
One
time.
way, somewhere not.
Guaranteed.
I was surprised the vibes joint that we had in New York here over the weekend, last couple of days. There wasn't that much violence, no?
Nah, it's mad love right now. It's a lot of love in the
Brooklyn's on fire.
on fire, bro. It's a lot of love though. I like what they did. It was like a sea of people.
Yeah.
I only went to the after party. I got invited to go, but I don't know any of the songs.
I'm not,
regular
bro.
black.
Listen.
cool. That's
Yo,
cool.
y'all gotta keep that over there, bro. I don't go to Canarsie. I don't go to East Flatbush. I don't go to fucking Kings Plaza. None of that.
Right.
Don't stop calling me, asking me why I didn't go to Vibes
Right,
Cartel,
right.
bro.
Yeah.
Hit me when Drake or Jay-Z's in town.
Never
I'll be at the.
told me.
Listen, I've never been to Juve. I've never
Juve?
been on the
She's
Parkway.
crazy. You
No,
say you
all
never
right.
been?
I've never been on the Parkway
You been.
during Labor Day.
I'm selling pineapples at the park. I be having somebody flag
you know
wrapped
what
around
it
my
is?
shit.
So
right or wrong,
what
yes?
What am I?
A booyaka! For 20, booyaka!
Listen, I don't like crowds like that, period. But when it comes to things like that, somebody is always getting shot or something is always happening. And if I know that, I am not putting myself in a space
How you live in
where
Brooklyn?
anything can
I'm
happen.
trying to say.
How I live in Brooklyn.
I'm trying to in Red Hook at that point. Like at that. Like
I know the area. It's a difference when you know your
So
area.
you know
it's
where
like
the
going
gunshot
from it's like
goes
living
off?
in the projects, right? You live in one project and then you go to another project. It don't feel familiar. It don't feel the same. I can come in my project 4:00 in the morning. I ain't going to nobody else's
Yeah.
project.
to a
4
certain
o'clock in the
degree,
morning.
all hoods for the most part feel the same.
Yeah.
It's the same politics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
but
know that.
it's different people. If I don't know, just like if people come in our hood and we don't know you,
Yeah.
like it's like who's this? Like
Yeah, actually, if you coming from our project from another project, because you still got your swag,
You might
who are you?
right.
It's almost beef
Who
now,
are
just
you?
off of the
Right.
way you walk.
Who are
like,
you? Why you
walk.
walking?
come here with
Because you
your
feel like you good anywhere. Like
Yeah.
I'm from over there, but I can walk through here with no problem.
Exactly.
And you gonna have that one person that's just sitting there like, oh, you want a problem?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not like that no more. I miss that though. I miss like the Because you're right. Like if somebody walk through your projects with too much confidence, somebody's gonna run down.
Well, it's
Yeah.
gentrification now. I got white people
it's
walking
like-
through
It is.
mine.
Even if it's
with
not,
their
like,
families.
we just minding our business so much where
Yeah.
nobody even cares.
So you said you miss it though. You really miss it?
yeah, like that was the energy. Like it felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like sports, right? Like yo, you go to a game.
Turn your mic up a little
Yeah,
bit
I was trying to.
You go
signal.
to a game or two
towards
still?
you.
Like that?
Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
there you go.
So you go to a game or two and it's like, yo, we all got Knicks jersey on, whatever. Yeah, let's go. It's like that in the hood.
Yeah.
Now it's like, where the fuck are we?
Oakland, fucking
see
North
what I'm saying?
Dakota.
Niggas-
Motherfucker cut me off the other day with a fucking Virginia play. I was like,
You?
motherfucker, it was a white dude. The hair was coming down because you know you got to pull up on motherfucker like, yo.
Yeah.
And motherfucker was like this. Both hands on the
It's
steering
always like
wheel
that.
with
It's
a
always like
fucking with a snapback. He said like, yo, I love milking cows.
And listen,
Like, yo, where are we?
but we also come from a space where now they're gentrifying it like crazy. We got IKEA, we got like Red Hook outside of the projects is
Oh, it's
not
money.
for us.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
$1 million homes in the back,
Yeah, it's
more
bread
than
over
$1 million
there.
homes
You
in
said
the back
Kevin
because the
Durant was living
waterfront.
back there for a second.
Listen, there was a couple of people who were living back there for
Yeah.
a second, and it's crazy because we grew up. It was one way in, one way out.
Yeah, that's a
Now
fact.
it's a couple of ways. You could come through the back. You can come
That's
through
a
the
fact.
front. Like it's so
or
many
straight
different
through.
ways.
Like there's no problems
You
anymore.
ever had a motherfucker look at you in your hood like, what you doing here?
yes.
Yeah.
What you doing here?
What you doing here?
Like, you live around here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I've been around here for 100 years. My family's been in this house for 100 years.
And it's,
So who are you?
it's like that
Right.
a lot in the style.
It's crazy.
Because they on your block now, and now they feel like this is my block, and it's like no, like
Yeah.
my family, this been passed down. You just came
It's
here.
it's a different time that we in, man.
Well, for those of y'all who don't realize that y'all don't hear Dodge, right? You don't hear Tron. Yesterday, you in the building?
Yes, we in the building.
Yes, in the building. But we have two guests here in the room. One who you must know her voice. You've heard her voice before.
Yeah.
You've requested her to come back several times. And I heard you. So, to the No Shame gang, don't give me no shit about who these people. For those of y'all that know, you can join the Patreon. You can watch the show live. They right here behind me on the screen. They talking shit, most likely. Oh, he got these motherfuckers in here again. Who did Tahoe invite? Oh, I hate him. You're laughing, right? We brought Georgie back. For those of y'all who know her at name, your favorite tomboy.
Hi guys.
I'm interested in your story. You know I ain't ask you no questions. I ain't ask you no questions. But let me introduce our other guests. We have Chris Casanova. I met Chris years ago.
man?
Chris is an artist,
Yeah.
makes really dope music. Please follow him. That's KRIS Casanova. What is your thing on?
Well, it's KasRulesEverything. I switched my name,
Right.
But it's kind of like the Jay-Z, Jigga,
Right.
Sean Carter.
That's right.
So I'm Kas now.
KAS rules everything.
Yeah.
But
Name's
he's
Christopher.
Also, oh
You
shit.
see, she know
That's
me in
hate.
real life.
Oh shit.
Name's
Yeah,
Christopher.
yeah, you see this. Right?
Now they actually know each other because they're both featured on a show called NahThats Crazy.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all that know, y'all remember Stassi Banks was on the show. She was also she's also featured on the show. Now, how did that shit get started with y'all?
All right, so the deal is, man, it's a long story, and I mean, I guess it's still a story in the first place. Man, my man Kev, he necessarily runs That's Crazy. He started him and Vi some time ago. I thought that it would be great for her to be on the show because I know how she, I like how opinionated she is, or dislike how opinionated she is.
Oh shit.
Yeah, at times it depends.
That's good. That makes for good content.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I mean, be on the show with somebody you agree with all the time.
That's a
It's like, yo,
problem. That's
come on,
a
this
problem.
is boring, bro.
You know what I mean? I need people to be passionate. You
Thank
feel
you.
me? But yeah, like, so I linked her up with my man Kev. We did a couple of sessions. We still just trying to like figure it all out in the first place. But I like what you doing as far as.
Thank you,
know,
my friend.
Yeah, man. We a big fan of what you got going
That's
on.
what, when I look at y'all, it felt familiar. So I
Word.
said, you know what? Let me highlight them. I like doing that with the people that I fuck with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's a
saying? If y'all got
community.
something going on,
Yeah.
come on over there. You know what I'm saying? I said, Stace, let me come on over to y'all show. She said, it's 6 of us. Or it's 5 of us. I was like, damn.
It's a lot.
A lot of opinions.
That's a large
but
room.
We can do that though. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I was like, that is a
absolutely.
large
Remember
fucking
when,
room.
when Urkel was on Fresh Prince?
Yeah, right? A little crossover episode.
What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? For
So
forgot
am I
about
Fresh
that.
Prince or Urkel? Because you already called me Jim Jones. The nigga said, because I'm old, I look young. I'm like, yo, you can't do me like
Yeah,
that.
I look up to you, man, for sure. Yo, the crazy thing is, I just realized pulling up, We did a video. Yeah.
That's right.
With Alexa. We didn't figure it out. It was like Chloe directing it. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right. I was on my stoop and all
yeah,
that. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Out in the middle of the
for
street,
sure.
all that shit. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
man.
that.
Yeah.
Back in the days.
Right.
But a lot has happened since then. First of all, am I allowed to speak?
You can speak whatever you
About
wanna
whatever?
speak. I don't care.
You're in a relationship?
Well, yes, I am in a relationship.
What?
We got him.
Right, so we got one.
We
What's
got him.
that about? You've been like a nomad for mad long.
Damn,
I
that's
have.
real.
I
Nomad is
have.
crazy.
That's
I
real.
said no man, so this is where I put the D on it. My bad.
It's all
No man.
good. I've heard so much, but yeah, you know, I keep my private life private.
That's the part.
But yeah, that's the part. But yes, I am in a relationship.
Why you keep your private life so private?
Because I feel like people want to be in your business just to know it, and then they want to add their energy to it, and it can fuck shit up.
You don't
So
wanna let
if you
outside
don't,
influences
right?
fuck
So
your shit
when
up.
I was single, you weren't in my. I didn't want people in my business, and in a relationship, I don't want people in my business.
Have you
I
had
like
that? A lot of outside influences in your personal life?
I have.
Because it sounds like that's like I say this often. It's probably one of the quotes. If I was to put quotes that I say all the time on the show, your traumas influence your values. Things that you've been through
Very true.
basically make you take a
100%.
stance in your life or whatever. So why is that such a? Because for me, I don't give a fuck. I always put people out there. We
Yeah.
break up, just delete their pictures and go.
100%.
Like I don't care. So
But
why does
then
it matter?
that for me, I don't want to answer questions. Like if I go through, even if I'm going through pains, I like to go through pains alone, right? For people not to see it, not that it's faking, but whatever I'm going through, I need to figure it out. I don't need outside influences trying to project what they feel like I should be doing when I got to figure things out on my own. So it's the same thing in my relationship. Whatever we go through, whether it's good, whether it's bad, if I'm broke, you know what I mean? You won't know about it. If I'm rich, you will not know about it because it's none of your business. These are things that I keep for myself.
See, when I'm broke, you'll know, because that means I'm outside spending money. Trying to act like I'm not broke.
Heard you.
I be really doing the most. Oh,
But
yo, you know what? Let's go to the
somebody-
next spot. I
Yo.
don't have no money.
Right? But somebody
I'm
who
depressed, I do that too.
But somebody
For sure.
will have
You
to
see me outside,
understand
like,
that
this
to
nigga's
know
going
you,
through
right?
Yeah.
But to the outside, people think you got money.
Yeah.
To people who know you,
Yeah, they're
they
like,
would be like, "Yeah, I know what's
"Yo, what's
going
up with
on
you?
right now,
Why you
right?
out?"
What's up with you?"
Yeah.
But that's still a private situation that nobody really knows about. It's the same thing.
That's real. I just don't know if anybody truly cares. I don't think that we are so invested in each other's like, yo, what you got going on that it actually matters. But I will say this. It might be different from a male's perspective to a woman's perspective. Because,
Oh, shit.
yeah, it could be that. It could be something where
Trigger
it's like,
warning. It's men versus women all episodes.
I don't think so.
It's not.
I don't think so.
No, I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. The whole episode.
Yeah.
Well, you already know I can hold my own, so
Yeah,
I ain't really
yeah.
worried about it.
But
Let's
I'm just saying, like, yo, it could be different. Like, I mean, I
agree.
think that you have to be private because you got to be like you got to protect yourself, and it
Protect
is
my
a whole
heart at
bunch
all
of
costs.
unwanted energy, and it just seems like, yo, niggas just be mad at women for no damn reason. So,
I've
you know
had
what
so
I'm
many
saying?
people
Like-
mad at me for no reason. But you know what? I won't say no reason. I will say it is a reason because I'm not what they wanted me to be, you know, regardless of it. So it's like, let me throw this on you. And I started learning that the ones who pick at me the most are the ones who like me. So,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I
niggas-
mean? It's like little kids, right? They
I don't even think it's little
boys
kids.
poke at you
I hate
when they
that.
like you. And then I just started utilizing that.
Why you
Like,
say you
why are
hate?
you bothering
nah,
me?
because you know, like, you know how niggas that's like. They try to like break down a woman's character just so that they could
Bro.
bring him to their level to get them.
Yes.
I be like, you weak ass
Niggas is
nigga.
corny, bro.
Corny. Like, why you
Corny,
like that?
son.
Yo,
Like-
your fit not all. It's like, damn, why you breaking shorty down?
Yeah.
Just to be like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you like
Yeah.
some predator shit. You know what I mean?
But
Niggas-
you understand that you as a person who doesn't show their cards all the time, you start assessing situations and you start seeing how people move and why they move the way they move, and then it's easier for you to play that against them.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get it as a whole, but at the same time, yo, all my whole life is outside. Like my whole everything that I necessarily do, even if I don't want it to be to a certain degree, is like, yo, it's shown. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I hope that by the end of the year, I got my own TV show. Real shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm working for that.
I think I see it coming.
Yeah, like I'm
With
working.
Deadass?
That too. Like a combination of a few.
I
things.
can't see how
You and
that's
your
not going to
girl.
happen.
Yeah, hell yeah. But
Right.
I'm working to like. But my thing is, I'm doing the things that actually would make it interesting and still being myself, but I'm just going, yeah, let me show you a side of me that makes you say, I will watch that.
Right.
Like anybody that I have said, yo, I might want to do a TV show, they all said, I've been waiting for you to say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not under attack. Like, I'm not somebody that people are, I truly do not give a fuck about people's opinions. And I think a part of that, I mean, I just don't. Like, I only care about the opinions of people that I really care for.
So, but you do then?
But not to the masses. Like, I only, and that's...
You don't care to people. You care to yourself.
Oh, yeah. But
so it doesn't
different.
matter what people think of you.
Yeah, but what really matters is what I think of me. Like, so I might, just because I ask you, yo, bro, should I wear these shoes or another one? And you say, yo, you should wear another one. I'm still
that don't mean you're going to wear the one
see
you
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just, let me just see what's going on. Let me see what the, you know what I mean? But I say that, yeah, I mean, not to like...
But don't ask me about your relationship then. If you're going to do what you're going to do anyway, why are you bringing that shit over here?
Because somebody just want to hear an opinion.
So just say vent.
But what you mean?
I don't like, and I spoke about this in my Discord, one of my Discord chats this week. Stop coming up to me and calling me, you stressed out, you arguing with your person, you telling me they mistreated you.
Is this a man or a woman?
Don't matter.
Oh, this is a woman.
Gotcha.
More likely, because I don't know. So I've had a friend recently, a male friend recently, hit me to vent. Yo, I just got to get this off my chest.
Right.
That's not asking me what I think of your situation.
Nah, you just
right?
gotta say
And in that, I was able to say to him, I don't know much about her to be able to really gauge whether you just going through a moment right now, because we go through moments. It happens.
Right.
And y'all are pretty new in y'all situation to be trying to figure out where y'all gonna land,
Right,
you know, for the long haul. So I could listen, but I was kind of be able to be fair on both sides. Now, on the other hand, I've had a young lady hit me, tell me the worst shit about this relationship, and hit me again, worst shit about this relationship. I'm talking about hospitalizations.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Abuse.
Damn, like some...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, and I know the nigga.
Oh, damn.
So now I don't like this nigga.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And that's one reason why I don't say a lot of stuff too.
Now you hit me and you pregnant.
Because
months later you pregnant.
And you see how you having this conversation? This is exactly why I keep certain things private. I mean, I have my outlets, of course, but you also got to know who the people are to you. Like, you have to know, all right, this is my friend, this is my gossip friend. This is my friend that I know if I vent to them, they don't hear me. You know, they only looking for a solution. Like, I'm the solution-based friend. Don't come to me to vent, because I'm not the venter friend. I'm the problem-solving friend. So you can't come, unless you coming to me and saying, look, I just need you to listen to me right now. The first thing I'm going to say after you finish is, so what are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
So you have to understand that about your friends. I can't get mad at my problem-solving friend if I'm venting and they ask me what I'm going to do about it, but I just wanted to get a thought out.
But then what if they do what Chris do and still do what they was going to do?
Yeah, because I was about to say...
Then you got to know that friend too and be like, you're going to do what you're going to do anyway.
I don't believe in a problem-solving friend. Like, I don't believe in somebody that's going to solve my problems. It's impossible.
But that's not the problem-solving friend that I am.
But unless it's something where it's like, I need $1 million and my friend got $1 million to give me, that's the only problem-solving friend that I would... Because to tell me what your opinion is on something that I'm giving... Like you said, I need a full assessment of the situation to be able to give you my opinion. And even if I give you my opinion, it could still not work. So you can't solve it. Like, you can't... You just the person that's like, oh, I would do this. That's not solving it. It's just saying what you would do if you was in my shoes.
That's different. So I am not the person that's going to tell you what to do. I will, if you ask me for my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion.
That's different.
But I am the person that's going to I'm the problem solving friend, means we're going to go through this and you're going to solve the problem yourself, because you're going to assess it. And the questions that I'm going to ask you are going to have you look at it from a perspective where, what decision are you going to make? That's the problem solving friend that I am. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because I can't tell you what to do.
I feel you.
Georgie.
Yep.
How often have you done all that you just said?
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's
and
a
they
lot
actually still listen to you?
They don't.
Never.
Right.
They don't.
So what the fuck? You better get all that.
Wait. But that's my thing is, it takes the weight off of me, though. It takes the weight, because I'm not telling you. If I tell you, if I'm sitting here like, I'm not even going to tell you what to do, because you're going to do what you want to do anyway. You just come in and tell me something, right? I'm going to tell you that. But at the same time, if I'm telling you, I'm asking you questions or whatever, that means that all of it is on you. You're responsible. That's your accountability. So even if I say something and you decided to do it or something like that, it's still not on me. It's still on you because you came up with that yourself.
And you don't get annoyed when they come back to you again 2 months later or next month or whatever.
Yeah,
and they still did it again?
I just start shutting down.
I don't take the calls.
That when
Yeah, me too.
I don't take the calls no more.
I will tell somebody like, yo, like whatever you going through, because to that degree, I've had friends like that too, where it's like abusive relationships, physically or just verbal, and now I'm in that space where I don't like homie, and to the point where, depending on who it is, I might actually see homie, like I got to, like it got to be something. Just so that you know that you ain't by yourself and that nobody loves you. And now if I'm invest in it, like if I'm invested in the situation, I don't know, like it's not just your problem. Like you feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how you fix that, or how did you?
I shut because she wanted to be with him.
You
what am I supposed to do?
You're an active participant. If
you
you're gonna
grew up in
stay,
the hood,
shut
right?
up.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that from like an aunt or something?
In what way?
Like, I'm not proud of it, but I've seen like my aunts and uncles or my aunt's boyfriends like beat each other up. I'm talking about like even
Ike
like,
and Tina.
Not even. I mean, I don't know if Ike ever hit Tina with a pistol, but I seen all of that.
Damn.
And literally, maybe 2 days later, they laid up in a bed together.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is exactly I've seen that in my house.
That's what I mean.
Respect. I've seen that with
I'm not
my
saying
moms.
that it's right, but I'm also
like
going
have fighting with the nigga, and then they in the kitchen the next morning sipping coffee.
Yo.
And I'm like, I was terrified last night watching this shit.
Police and everything.
You know what I'm saying?
And now
and y'all just chilling?
Yeah. Like I just gotta know how much do you care about yourself for me to care about it. Like, if you on some like, yo, I need change, I got to get out of here, I got to do.
But that will fuck up my relationship with that person, Chris.
Yeah, you got to stay away from that.
I can't be involved in y'all shit.
That.
Like it's traumatizing for me. I love you.
Right.
You love this, and whatever situation you in, you're not trying to hear no type of problem solving friend. That's who I am. I'm always gonna be like, all right, this, that, and the other, whatever. We working it out. We got it. Yeah. You right. Go suck the nigga dick. Just go suck. You just go right to go suck at his dick. Thing is, how you just? We went from here to there.
Only my biggest thing is like,
how'd you show up at his house? It was like, I got something to say. Like how?
Yo, my women friends do not listen. So I don't think none of them listen.
What women friends do you have?
I mean,
damn,
I got a lot of women friends.
That was hate.
Yeah, that was hate.
But I'm just saying.
That wasn't hate. I'm just trying to know, like.
No. They don't listen. You don't either. Like this.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
I do what I want to do.
Do you think male friends listen?
No.
Nah, it depends. No. Not to you, but they listen. Like, male friends listen.
How?
It just depends. Like, on the situation, they do listen. Because they like, yo, I honestly, especially if they look up to a certain part of you, or if they're like, yo, I kind of want to move in a certain way. Like, yo, guys are very, to a certain degree,
surface.
Show me. Like, if you show me a play that's successful, they're gonna do it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really like simple.
I could see that. I could see that only because I know that women are gonna go with their feelings first before the logic, and men are gonna go with the logic and like I said, surface level. Like, what makes sense? Like, I don't care about my feelings. This is what I need to do.
100%. So that's the reason why I think guys will listen. Like, yo, I gotta either get out of this situation, or I know guys that's like, I'm the problem in the situation. What should I do? Like, I'm doing this, I'm ripping and running. Yo, you gotta leave her. You gotta stop doing this. This is gonna be too crazy, bro.
I remember I had a situation. I think I spoke about this recently. So pardon me. My brain, to the viewers, my brain is moving a lot slower. So just give me a second. Let me process. But I was talking about a situation with it's the heat. It's the heat.
Sweat.
It's concentrating on the beads of sweat coming under the sweater.
Down.
But I had a friend getting money, ran into some tough times, wound up losing his apartment. The hustle dried up. I start seeing him on the block a lot more because he was always driving around or whatever. Just be standing there, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Tyler, whatever. I lost my crib. I don't realize he's homeless, right? For a while. But after a while, he starts seeing him in the same clothes. I'm not used to him being in the stuff. So I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean? Start telling him to come here, take a shower, whatever. He still kept trying to make plays. It wasn't working, to the point where, yo, let me get $20.
Oh, that hard. Yeah.
Right? Because once you down.
Hey, when you say 20.
Once you
that's That's the word.
Right? And you can't give it. Your man asks you for 20. You can't give him a dub.
Yeah.
You gotta give him 200, something like that. Something. You gotta give him something like, yo, bro, I believe in you. Life ain't that hard. Here,
That's you.
Right? He looking at me like, with that look, like, bro, I got you. I'm gonna get you back. I'm like, I don't even want that back.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Hit me when you need something, right? But then he started hitting me.
When you need something.
Right? I'm like, but I get it. Right? I get it. It didn't take long before he was like, yo, you want to buy my car or whatever? And at the end of the day, we started having a conversation. I was like, yo, you know they got programs for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can't just keep trying to do it on your own.
Yeah, you need help.
You need help at this point. He's like, bro, I ain't that type of nigga, Tahoe. You know I always get money. And I'm like, my nigga, life happens to everybody.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You got to get past that.
Real.
We're grown now.
That's real.
We ain't in the point. I know who you are. You don't have to prove nothing to me.
Right.
Right? At this point, you trying to say that you got to prove that you're something yourself, that you're still that nigga. You are. You just in a situation. Stop identifying with the trauma as this is just something you're going through.
Right.
He's like, word. He sit back like, you really think I could go to a shelter? I'm like, what's worse, bro? You sleeping in the street or go into a situation that'll put you in an apartment and put you in a situation giving you all types of help. You wind up getting checks or whatever. Like,
that's
and the next thing you know, because who knows how long you'll be on the street. A year from now, you'll have been in the shelter long enough to where you're getting placed.
That's a fact.
What's the point of, right? The
That
nigga
ego
hits
is
me
real.
from a spot. The nigga hits me first. He goes to the spot. He's like, yo, this shit smell like Africans. This shit smell like homeless people.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Not that this.
Right. Not that.
This is a collaboration. This is not, I meant homeless people. Right. Damn. But I said Africans. My bad, y'all. All right, fuck it. But he was like, yo, like whatever. But it took a couple months, and he got into a spot that was only like 4 people in it, a shelter. And he's like, I got my own room. Look, Tahoe, I got my phone back on. You know what I mean? I'm back. And he just got a real apartment.
Oh, fire.
He literally just got a real apartment. He
Yeah.
calls me from the apartment. He's like, yo, Tahoe, I would have never did that if you didn't tell me that.
That's
bro.
real.
What I do understand though when it comes to men is that sometimes they can't see beyond what they see. And sometimes that's your ego. When you know, if I'm not mistaken, most men, they pride themselves on their ego and their status. That's what they care about, and their status, their money, whatever. If you are up and you fell, it's hard. And it's even harder as a man because people know you for this. You know, if you could have been the person who supplied everybody and now you're not able to do it, and it's killing you because now people coming to you and you feel like you look weak, or you feel like you just you not that person anymore. But it's because you can't see beyond the person that you was. You got stuck there.
I just think that for guys, I mean, it is visual, but you show them the vision. Like, yo, there is a way. There's a such thing as help. Like, yeah, you can do this and get your apartment. Like, we got to see something. But I think we always. I don't think that we do have to break our shell, because there's times where we'll hold ourselves back. As a man, just because we like, yo, like I used to be like this. It's crazy. Like you saying that, just as far as like being a man and then being a real man. Like, yo, when you get older, your knee fucked up, your back hurt, you can't, you know what I'm saying? The other day we at the comedy show, homie said, I'm good for 2 minutes in the bed. He's like, when I hear YN say, I'm about to fuck all night, he like, damn, you want to do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That also fucks with you too.
yeah, like all of those things, you don't realize that. Crazy thing is, there's not enough conversations like that. Like, as far as like, yo, shit about to happen.
Yeah.
You're not going to be 25 for your whole life. Like, how you setting yourself up to, you know what I'm saying?
And as men, I say this a lot, again, you're a human being, bro.
Yeah.
All of this shit that you've propped up, you do all of this to show the world, and you got to show them, and you got to be this. That's all you.
Yeah.
Because niggas is moving regardless. Nobody's sitting here thinking, yo, Kaz ain't who this. Nobody cares that much, bro.
But that's why I said before when we first started talking.
Yeah.
For guys, niggas don't care. Like, yo, you getting money. You got a foreign outside. Yo, we in a mansion right now. Yo, you got your own production company. I'm happy for you because I know you. But as a whole, I'm not going yo, look what he got. I'm watching you every day. Like, look what kind of shoes he got. Let me see. We're not doing that.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Please do,
here?
because I was about to disagree too.
Because I always say men and women are the same when it comes to this. When it comes to like the female groups in competition and the male groups in competition, because there are a lot of male groups who are in competition. Just women, you see the competition about who looks the best and everything. Men is about who has the more money, and it's dick measuring. Y'all always measuring dicks, right? And you got those people who are in those spaces that want to know everything that you're doing just to compare themselves to you. So is
that true?
Yes.
Oh, absolute fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolute fact.
Facts.
They want to know what you're doing.
That's absolute. But then that's just a certain part. Let's just say lit society, lit room, those lit rooms. If you walk away from them, but then you're not lit no more.
It's not just the lit rooms,
people that's
though.
not lit.
It's not just the lit rooms. It's people. Whatever you know your environment to be, and whatever that is, it could be a bunch of hood niggas, right? In a circle.
Damn, you're right.
And who got the best hood chick, you get what I'm saying, in that space or whatever, or who got the most money. The money could be $500, but I got $500 and you got $100.
It even came down to me not hanging on the corner no more. Now when I drive by, I could sense the judgment, like, oh, he ain't, he inside the house, nigga. Now there's a certain social something that happened there, all that matters, Chris, is if I care what they think.
Right. I that's the thing, and maybe I'm naive to the situation, but I only think that happens in the hood. It's because we so used to not having something.
Hell no.
I don't know. White people jump off the roof.
They do.
Or they buildings if they ain't got a certain amount of money.
Because they never been poor.
Chinese people do it.
Yep.
Asian people will jump off the roof of their building.
Look at the
slit
stock
they throat on the way
market
down
people.
if they feel like a failure.
Oh, yeah. But
I just had this conversation.
But they
too.
also grew up on some.
They don't know what poor feels like.
It's not even
struggle.
about. I don't even think for them it's about being poor. This is gonna be a whole different conversation. But it'd be like it's dishonor. Like they'll do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it don't be financial or who got the baddest joint. They really be on some like, yo, I failed my family in whatever it is. Like I made the name.
Is that
name
not
bad.
semantics though?
Yeah.
It's
but
the same
dishonor
thing, but a
goes,
little
yeah,
different.
because dishonor goes down to that too. Him being on a corner, he not on a corner no more.
That's
You
dishonor.
dishonorable.
Yeah.
Because you gonna leave us?
Don't that sound crazy?
That's
I
what
don't
it
be on the
is.
block no more. That's a dishonor.
It is.
That's dishonor.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you in the crib now.
Oh,
Nigga
I'm not
called me
chilling
an
in the
internet
crib
nigga.
no more.
Oh,
I'm not
word?
drinking on
Nigga
the
called
corner
me
no
an
more. I'm
internet
going to
nigga.
the
I had to
bar.
square up with him, Georgie. And then I realized, Tahoe, you are.
You are.
You know,
Damn.
but why do you care what he thinks? This nigga, he has not left this corner in 36
And he
years.
only see you on the internet.
What? I am an internet nigga. No, you're right. Because I looked at him like, yo, don't play with me, dude.
Right.
Stop talking, because that was disrespectful the way he said. But he wasn't. It was.
He was trying to be funny.
Yeah, you an internet nigga. But Dukes, you know who I am? And I thought about it. I was like, it's this nigga.
This nigga.
Yeah, why do I care about?
Don't let
Yeah.
him trick you out your spot.
And sometimes that happens because
my
you
God.
feel like you need to, like, don't make me go back to what I used to do.
Exactly.
And
Because
lose
it
everything
can happen,
Exactly.
right?
And lose
But-
everything that I worked
and
for.
That's your emotions and that's your feelings and that's your ego.
your ego.
That's your ego saying, wait a minute, because I could go right back to this. But is it really, like, should I really
Yeah,
do that?
over
You're
you.
really a nobody. I don't
Yeah.
even think about you.
Why am I going to throw all
Yeah.
that in for you?
I worked hard to
The
get to
minute
where I'm
I
at.
get to the Why Me pen, I'm
you.
be sitting there like,
Maturity is a hard pill to swallow. I
nigga.
tell you that. And I say that all the time because there's plenty of times I had to swallow my pride and swallow my anger and walk away. And walking away
Yo,
from
don't
me
let Georgie
is
fool you. She's still beating up people.
Oh,
No, She's still washing up
nowhere near
people.
that. Walking away is the hardest thing for me, but
After
it's
you
something
beat them
that
up.
I've learned how to do because I feel like you're not gonna move me. I'm not. You can't make me leave. You leave, and that's hard for me to be like, you know what? Let me walk away before I do something I regret. And usually I walk away with tears because I want to pounce somebody out. But it's just like, you worked hard to get to where you at.
That's
Why
a
would
hard
you
feeling,
let
bro.
somebody
Don't let nobody trick you
so
out your
small, right? So small,
that's a hard feeling.
mess
bro.
all this up for you.
I'm telling you, I'm on the FDR. Y'all know
The FDR.
the
I ride it
FDR
every
driver
day.
uptown. Y'all know the lane that comes in out of nowhere on the left side
Yeah,
that merges
yeah,
in.
Yeah.
I'm on the FDR, the person's merging in, and the person drives dead into the side of my car to the point where I have to move to the other lane just to avoid them.
avoid the accident.
They this close. They just going. They like, fuck you. I'm coming in.
I'm going through.
Bro, I'm now on their ass. I'm getting up to them. I'm like this. But I know I'm like, I start thinking about it. Tyler, what you gonna do?
It's hard.
Because I know how mad you are.
Yeah.
If you don't let them go, you're gonna catch them. And then what
then
are
what
you gonna
happens?
do?
What?
Yo.
Now what? Yeah.
Let them go. You're never gonna see this person again. I was tight though, bro. 'Cause I don't even know why I was so mad because they don't know me. It wasn't like they like Tahoe, you pussy.
Yeah. But in your head,
You pussy.
But
But
that's
in my
how you
head, I
feel.
was like,
You
yo.
know me? You don't know me. So let me show you.
Right.
Let me introduce you to who I am.
Right.
But you gotta
Really,
make
you
those
don't.
kind of moves in life. Okay, let's. I got a bunch of things for us to talk about.
Okay.
We've went left to right. Okay. What we gonna do? We're gonna do valleys and mountains today. We're gonna go up and we go down, right? So we was down just now. That was a low vibration, little bit. Let's go up.
Okay.
Y'all both in relationships. I'm in a relationship,
We all in relationships.
right? How long you been in a relationship?
This gonna be my 8th year.
God damn.
Yeah.
8 years?
Hell yeah.
How?
So,
That's hate.
cause when,
I'm at 6.
you're right,
I'm
you're
at 6.
yeah, how long we
You're
been
right.
out of the pandemic? It's been some
About 4 years.
5
4 or 5.
years. So probably like 3 before the pandemic, and then
How the fuck do you make a relationship work for 8 years?
you know what's crazy? That's my dog. That's really my friend.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't want her to come today, but if she showed up today, you would have been like, oh no, that y'all.
Yeah, that's your
really-
vibes.
yeah.
Vibes. I've seen y'all out.
100%. Oh,
y'all
yeah.
really vibe
on
with
our
each other
own
for
shit.
real, for
Yeah,
real.
in our own bubble. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she became my friend first before she actually became my girl.
Then I guess maybe you're answering the question I was going to ask.
Okay.
What's love mean to you?
Yeah.
If you could put it in words.
Yeah, I would just say somebody that not even allows, but contributes to me being who I am, like to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Who supports that, whatever my thoughts are, whatever I'm trying to do, as long as it's not something that's like detrimental to myself, who adds to it, somebody that makes me feel comfortable at all times. You know what I mean? Somebody who, man, just watching my steps as I'm going and just nourishing that. You know what I mean? So, and then like the biggest part is, that friendship. Like I've had a few girlfriends, right? And if I was to hurt any of their hearts, I probably didn't care that much. But I care about hurting hers because I'd rather not hurt my friends' feelings. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know why, but to me, like a friendship relationship sometimes is stronger than like a boyfriend-girlfriend kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
You know what
I
mean?
agree.
Yeah,
Agreed.
so that's the part. It's like, yeah, niggas do dumb shit. Sometimes things go left. Sometimes we got arguments. Sometimes we bump heads. But as a whole, as long as like, I like to be around you. I like to be with you. You my dog. You my homie. Got a secret handshake and all that. Yeah, I'm good.
You know, it's funny that he brought this up, right? Or that he said that because in one of the responses to one of our clips that we put out on Instagram recently, the question I think was, who would you forgive quicker or be more tend to reconcile with after some type of falling out? And one was relationship and the other one was close friendship. I said relationship. And the reason I said relationship is because most times in a relationship, it's the fallout is over miscommunication. As long as there's no like betrayal or some shit like that. But
Something wild.
it's miscommunication, misunderstandings, arguments, some shit like that.
Bad day.
Whatever it is. A friendship fallout, because that relationship is so thick.
Yeah.
Friendship fallout, thick and thin. Like,
Yeah.
how do we fall out? What do you mean a friend fallout?
Yeah.
That's a violation.
Yeah, 100%.
It's harder for me to look at you with that same safe space
Right.
if we fell out, because that means we don't fuck with each other like that
Right,
no more.
right.
Yeah.
How do we just, you know what I mean?
No, that's an all time.
You had to do something.
You had to
crazy.
do something. Then we can have
Or just-
arguments as friends,
Or
but
just break our code. Like, it's just like a different. It's a different kind
Right.
of thing. Like, like I thought we had something set. Like, you ain't supposed to break your friend's heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
It's a disappointment.
It's a disappointment. Even if I get back with you, like, even if we like, you know what? I'm still happy here. I still want to be with you. I might not be. It might just take some time to heal, like the safety bubble of. Like that friend, you know what I mean?
well,
So-
to me, and I was watching some type of cartoon the other day, and it was like, once a
Watch
friendship
cartoons too, bro.
violation happens,
I still
Yeah.
watch Sesame
it's
Street,
like
so.
turning a cucumber to a pickle.
Heard you.
It's never gonna be a cucumber again.
100%.
You kind of just gotta adjust whether you like pickles.
My thing is,
now you're a pickle eater.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're a pickle eater.
listen,
What?
once you betray my trust, you'll never get the same me twice. Like, that's just not going to happen. It will never go back to being the same. If you break a vase and you glue it together, it's never the
Right.
same vase.
Right.
It's cracks in it. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It is slightly disfigured. Like, and it's the same thing with friendships. I do agree with you about dating somebody or being with somebody that's your friend, because you tell your friend everything.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You feel more vulnerable around your friend. There's just a different level of trust there.
100%.
And I feel the same way. I wouldn't want to date like my best friend as if you were my best friend and then we
And then
started
turned it-
dating.
yeah, that's
No,
different.
I
Yeah.
want to date somebody that becomes my best friend,
Right.
because like those relationships, your friendships, like you said, is thick, right? And you experience things together. With a relationship, this is new people coming in, but you're building that
Right.
thickness.
Right.
Like, you're building that thickness. I'm me, you're you,
Right.
and then we got the middle.
Right.
The only thing too is like, I know like yo, you do something that's like distrust and yo, you hurt me or whatever the case might be. I would like to say like I give like we still, like you said, like men are still human or people are still human. Yo, sometimes you make mistakes, or sometimes you are, I don't know, like you go off of an impulse. It's not even something that's like cheating or anything. It's just like you just trying to figure out yourself. As long as you're doing something that is, I can't even say justifiable, but as long as you're doing something that had some kind of real thought behind it, you know how like yo, yeah, like intent, like yo, you got to give people room to your person room to be a person. Like you got to give them a safe space to be like, yo, figure out what's for you. We might not be forever. It might not be something where we are actually in a relationship forever. And I would hate to find out that in the midst of me and you being together, that you didn't find steps in yourself. You know what I mean? Like to actually make yourself whole. And now it's like, damn, I should have did this, or I could have been doing this over here. It's not, I'm not talking about messing with anybody else. I'm just saying in general, because I love you, because I care about you, maybe I didn't chase a dream. That sounds crazy to me. You know what I mean? So
You can't lose yourself in that
You can't.
relationship.
Right.
When I got into my relationship, I made it clear that this is a choice. And
Nigga, a hard one too. 'Cause she, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm just letting you know. All right, but go ahead.
this is a choice. I'm choosing to be here, and you're choosing to be here, regardless of what happens next.
Yeah.
This is a choice. And still, I always make it clear that this is a choice. I don't want anybody feeling obligated to be with me.
That's a fact.
I'm not obligated to be here. Even if we get married,
Yeah,
even
I'm
if
still
all of
not-
that,
yeah.
I'm not obligated to be here, and neither are you. So if you're choosing to be here, that means that you're intentional. You intentionally want to be here,
Right.
and you saying, "I'm willing to put the work in." That's what you're telling me
Yo.
when you're choosing to
It's
be
mad
here.
funny. I'm gonna take that too. Go ahead, Chris.
Nah, crazy thing is, my shorty was on a TV show on Netflix before, and it was like to go to Greece. And she had to go for like a month and a half or something like that. And before she left, I was like, "Yo, do you want to break up before you go?" And she was like, "What you mean?" And I was like, "Yo, you on TV, you away, shit could go left." Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, in a space where it's like, yo, you might find something or somebody, or it could be something. And I'm just like, would you rather that? And then on top of that, she's like, nah, hell no. Like, let's stay together. I'm like, all right, cool. Just don't have me look crazy, but yo, do your thing. Like, this the first time or the only time that you'll be on a Netflix show. Who knows what
Right.
that experience can be? When she came back home, the same thing. I'm like, yo, it's a level of fame or like attention that necessarily goes with that. Yo, do you still want to do this way? Like, it can be something where it's like, yo, you are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you trying to try shit out. You trying to see different things. It opens you up to another bracket of just people, a network, right? And she's like, nah, like, she's not. So she's like, yo, I want to be with you forever, X, Y, and Z. But for me, I'm just going, I want you to be as free as you possibly can.
Would you be as comfortable saying that about yourself to her?
I mean, I would be comfortable.
Because that's very selfless
Yeah.
to do that for somebody else, but it could be selfish to say that to her, right? It's selfless
like, to
to
be
say,
like,
yo,
let me do X,
I
Y, and
want
Z.
to be, I'm about to be over here. I don't know, I might want to do something else.
So
would
the-
you be as open to saying that to her?
So I would. The only thing is just how I can't be as open in how I'm saying it though. Like,
Why?
I would, because my thing is, yo, it's only a little bit of time that we got here. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure that we doing this the best way that we or like, I want the full experience of what what
This
life
world has to offer
Yeah,
you,
man.
for sure.
So if there is something where I'm like, I gotta see what that's about, and if that means that I gotta hurt somebody's feelings or I gotta detach myself just so I can experience that, I gotta do it.
Can I ask a question? Why is it that I'm gonna make this a man and woman thing because of my own
I like it.
experiences?
You know I love it. Men versus women. I told y'all.
Why is it that men automatically think that because a woman might get a level of experience that is broader outside of her environment, say you're going on a TV show, you're traveling, there are going to be men there, or there might be some attractive men there, or whatever it is.
It could have been a woman too.
It could have been a woman too. Why is it that the first thing you guys think about is she might want somebody else outside of me in that experience?
Because I like apples and oranges. I like apples and I like
you
oranges.
might like apples and
So you
oranges.
might like apples
Right,
and
and
oranges.
oranges, right.
But y'all like putting all y'all the eggs in the basket thing.
Right.
Y'all like acting like it's all here.
Yeah, when
And
you-
yet we might
It's
not be
all
able to.
here until it's not.
I know
But
why.
but y'all lie about most people will. Most people will. Most people will.
Right.
All right. Combined everybody.
Right. Everybody. Most people.
Most people
Yeah.
will lie until a moment they realize, and then they try to worm their way out of it,
Yeah.
or men will just shut down
But
because
is
they
it a
already left.
lie?
They over
Right.
there. They left.
Right.
I don't necessarily think it's like a lie to you. It might just be what they're trying to convince themselves. People
You
try to
lie-
convince
you can lie to
themselves,
yourself.
right? But people try to convince themselves. But I see it so much that I get it. Like you're going out, you're going to be around different type of people.
I
You have
got
a
an
different
answer to
type
that,
of
though.
stat. Your status is changing. So because your status is changing, if it was me, because I feel like that's how y'all really thinking inside. If it was me, I would probably do this. So before
That's not true. Well, that's not. No.
You sure?
I promise you. I know the reason why I told her that. Yo, I'm chasing a dream. I got shit going on. Once upon a time, I put what my dream was on a back burner for somebody else's feelings and their emotions, and we not no longer together. And I regret some of the things that I necessarily
Your experience. If it was me.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not something where it's like, yo, your experience, like, it's not here. I'm just more so like, yo, be selfish in these moments. Like, yo, have a fucking blast. Like, figure this shit out. Yes, if I could do it again, yeah, I guess you're right. If it is me, but not to the sense of,
Let me explain.
I don't want this
something.
always to be something where it's like, yo, because it's, yo, I'm on an island and there's different girls. I'm just talking about the experience. Sometimes if I got the opportunity to move just anywhere else but New York, I might say no because I got things that's holding me down here. What I'm saying is, don't let me be something that's holding you down when you could fly as high as you possibly
Holding
can.
you back.
Holding
I got
you
it.
back.
Right.
And also realizing, because I'm that way, even if you fly high as hell and you like, yo, and you so happen to be like, yo, I'm coming back around. It wasn't what I thought it was. Depending on what space I'm in my life, we might be able to figure this out and probably even be better than what we was before, just because you going, oh, that was real. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're a lot more optimistic than most people.
Have to be.
When it comes to that. Because people think that what you did that to me. You abandoned me. You
Yeah.
thought it was better over there.
Yeah.
So it
That's
becomes
crazy, though.
it becomes something that you did to me by
Yeah.
choosing yourself. Somebody asked me on Instagram the other day. They noted me and my lady in the lifestyle. We, like having fun. They was like, so, what's the word? I pulled it up. It's mad funny because it's funny how she asked me. It's so aggressive. Hold on. She said, so personal question. You be letting other men fuck her, or you only get to fuck other women? I was like,
Damn.
Very like
That was a lot.
no lube.
oh,
Straight.
you just stuffed it in. Like,
Yeah, like, what we doing here?
but I was like, yo, we haven't done nothing. Like, we played, but we haven't done nothing like that. But I said, if she says that's what she desires, that's not for me to decide.
Right.
That's for her to decide.
Right.
I'm her partner,
Right.
not her owner.
100%.
So that's the relationship I want in life. This is my friend,
Right.
partner, to where the point where if things happen, she don't feel scared to tell me.
Yeah.
Of course, though, I don't know what year you found that. It takes time to get that.
People are uncomfortable with those hard conversations. People want honesty, but they don't want honesty.
Right.
Like, like you said, somebody feels like you did something to me because it's outside of what I want or what I envision. And it's like, no, I'm not doing anything to you. I'm doing something for me.
Did you and your lady build up that relationship? Like, did y'all figure out, like, y'all said y'all play around. Did y'all figure out that y'all wanted to play around when y'all got together, or were you doing that somewhere else and she was doing that somewhere else and then y'all combined it?
I think we kind of built what we wanted,
right?
But neither one of us had really actually done it.
Got you.
So we made a lot of mistakes.
Fair enough.
We made a lot of mistakes, and it caused a place where we actually had to separate for a while,
right?
Because it was just too much and it was weight, it was baggage from, right? But we had to figure that out, and then when we came back together, we had some really good conversations that led us to where we are now.
Because I mean, again, like, I'm optimistic. I am, because I want to believe that people, like, the hard conversation is to yourself later. I wish I shoulda, coulda, did. That's way worse than being like, yo, so this is what I'm really into. This is how I'm really trying to live my life.
Right.
Now, I would love for you to be a part of that. And I also want to know what's ways that you want to live your life. And maybe we can combine that shit. Right. That's an easier conversation than being like, fuck,
I'm 50 and I
can't do
like,
shit.
I'm in this. No.
The problem sometimes with that is that people will convince themselves that that they're okay with it because they like you. Right. And I don't know your situation, just like I don't know your situation. But sometimes it's like, yeah, we could do that. And then you realize this is not for me. And I don't know if that's what that space was.
But you're not allowed to change your mind?
You are allowed. But what I'm saying is you are allowed to change your mind. But some people will be like, but, you know, in the beginning, I told you this is what it was. Oh, you naming it.
She talked to you? No. Because that's what happened. But that's exactly what happened.
Because that's usually what it is. It's like, but in the beginning, we agreed. And you told me that you was okay with this and everything. And she's like, yeah, I probably thought I was okay with this, but I realized that I'm not.
That shit, I stomped my feet for 4 years. I was in that relationship like, you said
because
you told me
she liked you. And she was like, maybe I can do this in the time. And I applaud you guys because just as well as she changed her mind, y'all were able to communicate again and for y'all to come to some type of agreement and some type of collaboration and make it work for y'all. A lot of people don't get to that stage.
Right.
They just leave it alone and be like, nope, this is not for me. They don't want to have the conversation, or they're too stubborn to have the conversation. And that's what relationships are about. I think that's the sustainability of the relationships. It's not all roses. Love is a beautiful thing. But people have conditions on love, and it's supposed to be unconditional. Unconditional love is the real thing. I don't want to force you or make you do anything that you don't want to do. If we have to part ways, I want you to respect the fact that I can no longer do this, and you may not can no longer do this, and we could part ways. And if we come back, but we're not waiting for each other. We are living our lives, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and then we'll come back. We'll have a conversation.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. You know how they say ownership in a relationship is like a big thing where people think they own their partners?
Yeah. Yes, possession.
Do you think you own your friends?
No. But even though I tell my friends that they don't have other friends, no.
Yeah. But what you mean by do you think that you own your friends? Like, to what degree? Like, what does that even look like?
Territorial, possessive,
like
they can't be.
So I'm a lot more accepting of my male friends than I am of my lady.
What do you mean?
They could do whatever they want in their lives. Like, besides, to this point, like, I had one friend tell me he don't take care of his 7 kids.
Damn, 7 of them?
7.
He don't take care of one of them?
7
Well, at this point he does now, but this was 4 or 5 years ago. He had that conversation. His son is my godson. Okay. So I knew his son was going through some shit. And I'm like, yo, we got to go over there and we got to handle that. We got to figure this out. We got to put him in a situation that works where he's in his bag. He's like, yo, he got to figure out the way I figured out in the street. He said, in the street, this is my friend for years. And I started looking at him like,
that's what he knows.
But how mature? I was disgusted. Yeah. So it made me start breaking down his whole shit. But I didn't realize that he was an alcoholic at the time. He was going through mad shit in his personal life. When he went to rehab and everything, he came back, went to get his kids. Oh, so yeah. Got his grandkid in the car. Okay. So I'm like, okay, you fix certain shit. But at the time, I was, but what I will say is a nigga could come out, shoes fucked up, whatever. you still my mans. It is what it is. I ain't thinking about it. You know, hair fucked up. Pardon me. He caught it. But I will, we'll joke, but we're cool. My lady, I'll be like, yo, you can't wear those shoes.
I know why though.
Because your friends is a separate representation of you. Your lady is a representation of you. So you
So
just
is
like
your
you're
homies, though.
Your home, yeah. But I'm
if your
sure
man's a snitch and you chilling with him,
Yeah, nah, I can't.
you know that
he can't, right? But he can't. But that's somebody that's surrounded by him all the time, right? Even if your friend came around with his hair fucked up, all this stuff, you might be accepting of him, but in the back of your mind, you like, why you came out like that?
Yeah,
You came out like that.
Yeah, that's
You
a
came out like me. You
have him
came out
around
with me
hoes.
like
That's a
that.
fact.
And it's the same thing with your lady because your lady is right there next to you. That's your partner. So the representation is real.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
you right here.
Me and her completely. We see the world two different ways.
I like that.
Because the deal is, I'm gonna be honest with you, and you know that too. Like I'm controlling when it comes down to my friends to a certain degree.
It's
where,
ridiculous.
Yeah, because I be wanting them to like, yo, if you saying I want to be X, Y, and Z, if you tell me I just want to own this building, I want to be this person. I'm going to do my best to make sure that you stay on that track so that you can own this building. If you say that this is what you want, I'm on you. To the point where every conversation that we have in the conversation is going to be, so what's the
What's
deal?
up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the point of being like, yo, when you own that shit, my mans own that shit.
Right.
So I want it too now.
Right.
Because I'm going, yo, you did it?
Yeah.
Now I could be like, yo, look at my Rolodex of friends where they're like, these super successful, they did X, Y, and Z. I want to see all my, so to that point, like, is, yo, your
See.
girl going outside,
Yeah.
if my man's come outside with some fucked up shoes, I'm telling him, you're not
Yo, you
coming
can't-
outside
yeah, you
with
gotta
me.
go change.
You gotta go stretch them shits out.
But also, Chris, because I've known you for a long time,
But you know different, you don't, that, she says that, but don't know me.
he'll go. Right, same thing.
Right.
I know you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Just like you know me to a certain extent.
Right.
Chris will see you and go, "Oh, you want to buy that camera? Cool. If you add 2 and 4, you could get that camera, right? What's 2 and 4?
I don't know.
6, right?
Okay.
You don't know?
Right.
No, I'm saying, I'm trying to
I was like, yo, bro, come on, bro.
No, she.
If you add,
I'm just saying,
if you
what
add
she
2
doing?
and 4,
Yeah.
you'll get that camera.
In my head, I'm like, where's she going with this?
Some of his friends will be like, nah, if I add 3 and 3, I could get that camera. Chris can't see 3 and 3. Chris only see 2 and 4. So
The crazy
Chris
thing
will
is-
be like, well, like, but you need to get 2 and you need to get 4. And you'll be like, but I got 3 and I'm getting in 3. Like he don't see it any
hear me
other
out.
way.
So hear me out.
Here you
If
go,
that's
hear me
how she
out.
thinks that I think, my ideal is, yes, to get 6, you whatever your equation is to get 6. The part that I be on is, all right, so did you get the 3? You so busy, or did you get
Trying to get the 4.
Because you so busy either trying to combat with me to be like, nah, it's not that way. I got to do it. Okay, cool. I don't give a fuck how you get to 6. We just had to get to this is that's the
But you
truth.
don't. But if you don't see me getting to 6, you automatically think that I'm not getting to 6.
I do. That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
But that's not your assessment.
That is.
Have. No, it's not.
If you know that your friend wants X, Y, and Z.
It's a lot of math in this episode.
It is. Too
I
more
make
than I
everything
want to.
mathematical.
Yeah, but I'm just going, yeah, something ain't adding up to me, because I'm just going, where's the effort in this? And it's like, yo, like I'm
Because
doing it.
I don't see you with 2 and I don't see you with 4. That's why.
Right.
But you don't even know what 3 is because you're not even concerned with 3 because in your head it got to be 2 and 4.
Cool.
There you go.
Nah, I'm not mad at this argument because I'm thinking about whether I am that way too. But it's like, oh God, I'm about to do the math.
I didn't know we was going there. I'm just going.
My
I had
problem-
to make the analogy
Yes,
stick.
yes. I've given you solutions. I've given, but you're not taking none of them. So this goes back to the other shit that I was talking about with my friends. Like, you're not going to keep telling me that you're in need of this. I've
Right.
given you solutions.
Right.
And you staying in need of it
Right.
without doing nothing.
That's the
So
part.
it's not the 3 to 3. It's
That-
not the 2 to 4. It's the 0.
Just
But
yeah,
that's-
Tahoe.
hey, yo, yes.
That's the
yes.
part.
Am I
No,
balling or
that's
what?
the part.
No, you're not
It's
wrong
the
because
0.
That's
no,
the
it's
part,
not
bro.
at 0.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not at 0 because this is your friend. You don't know what. Now, to your point, your friend was at 0 because your friend was still doing the same things that you told him to step out of, right? If your friend is in something, right, and they are doing it their way, it might not be happening fast enough for you. You get what I'm saying? Or you might not can see their vision. So even if you can't help somebody with a vision that you don't understand or that you can't see, right? But sometimes you just have to let your friends do what they do. If you telling me that you got 3 and you getting 3 and you getting to 6, cool. I'm a hold back. You know what I mean? You tell me you working on this, right? Chris will be like, but I don't see 2. I'm not understanding because I didn't see the 2 and I didn't see the 4. Any. And it's just like, it's not for you to see. Why isn't it for me to see?
I respect that, but like, say this one of my homies, right? I got the job of sanitation. The street done dried up.
Right.
This nigga in every crack and crevice still trying to hustle.
Yeah, that's a whole
And I'm like, bro, all you got to do is start somewhere.
And
once you start somewhere else, then you build it up. But you're waiting to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So at some point, I had to tell him, like, well, I ain't tell him. I just started distance.
Yeah.
Because, bro, you not moving.
Absolutely.
You don't have, because me and him both was working when we first went to the street. So he has a resume.
Right.
It was easier and quicker and more validating to do it in the street or whatever at a time. But this ain't that time no more, my nigga. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over. The white people took the style, my nigga. What you doing? You still hustling crack on the corner? It's over.
I call that cutting down trees in a forest.
But you understand? It's what I'm telling you, bro. This is how you do it. I told him, yo, get the messenger joint, go up into the buildings. Once you go there, you start going to the HR offices while you in the building. You got past security, go to the HR offices, start reading off the boards, yo. You know, whatever you got to do, leaving your resume places. And eventually it'll pick up. Something's gonna go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stay hustling until he got locked up. At that point, bro,
it can't help it.
There's nothing for me to tell you.
Anything.
And so that's why I agree with what Chris is saying. Like, I could give you the play, but if you're just gonna stay right there, there's nothing for us to talk about.
Yeah, that's the
now we're talking about hustling, right? And we was talking about, damn, I didn't even want to go that far. But since I'm here, fuck it. A lot of kids is caught up in the struggle. A lot of kids is caught up in the street. They caught up in social media. They caught up in the lights and the glamour of what they see out there. But it's fucked up. So I would give the kids that I know, I would give myself different advice now, if I was able to talk to my younger self.
Okay.
Right. So the question I'm gonna ask y'all is this. Let me see if I find it. God damn it! I'm all over this damn phone. We're all 30 plus, 40, damn near?
Yeah.
Name one mistake you've made in your life that a young you would never repeat.
I'm gonna say I stayed too long in situations. I would have told myself to leave faster in multiple situations. Like, I stayed a lot of places too long.
What made you do that?
Thinking that you're supposed to. Thinking that, you know how, like, you got to see things out, or, like, you should be here and see how, like, things got to get better. And in a lot of areas, like a lot of relationships, a lot of dealing with certain people, a lot of industries that I've been through, it's like I stayed longer than I was supposed to. And I would tell myself to move on a lot quicker.
I would say don't rely so much on outside opinions or outside advice, because not everybody's journey is your journey. And I say that because...
That's powerful.
Yeah, I would say that just because I took a lot of advice from people because I put them on pedestals because they were doing what I wanted to do. And it wasn't the right advice for me. So that's why I would say that. I would say, we all have our own journeys, but don't rely so much on other people because nobody knows your life better than you.
I would agree with that, though.
You say you wouldn't?
I do. The reason why is because everybody's living according to their experiences.
Right.
And to their values and their moral compass and what their parents told them and what they believe in themselves.
Right.
Right? You don't know why a person hang out with you, what it does for that person to have you in their circle. You only know what it is to have them in yours.
Right.
We're living different experiences, different circles that are overlapping each other, but that doesn't mean we're all on the same page. It's almost impossible.
That's true.
Right? It's almost impossible. So what I would say is, when you tell somebody else what you want to do and they give you their opinion, that's from their scope.
That's true.
And you don't even know how this person really looks at you.
That's true.
They might not see you the same way you see yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Only thing is to that very point, I mean, every king had an advisor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that was around it's up to you to what you're going to execute on. I mean, you know what I mean? President got a vice president. They got people around to be like, yo, I think we should do this, but ultimately it's you to pull the trigger. I feel like you just need better people around you then. I feel like you need to make sure like what you're looking at is something that maybe you're not looking at what people say. Maybe you got to look at what people are doing.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about, because people were doing what I felt like, in my perspective, what I felt like was successful, and they were doing the things that I wanted to get into. I was seeking counsel from them, right? And they will give me their counsel. Oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And a lot of the times it didn't work for me. A lot of the times it was fake for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't real. It didn't come from me. So because of that, it didn't succeed, or I hit a wall or something like that. And I don't think that the intention was for me to do that. You know, I don't think some people, other people, I don't feel like the intention was there for me to hit a brick wall, or for it to not, you know, flourish the way it was supposed to. But it happened that way because my journey wasn't theirs. You know, how they succeeded or what they did, that wasn't the space the way I was supposed to go. It wasn't 2 and 6. It was 3 plus 3.
And I get that. I'm just going, yo, Jordan had Phil Jackson as a coach, and Phil don't know how to play basketball. And he still was able to show him how to actually win.
But he knew how to coach basketball.
That's what I'm trying to say. So to the point of, it still takes a part of you to execute whatever it is, like the full vision is. Now, it's who you put in front of you to say, this person I'm using for this, and this person I'm doing. Yeah, nobody's saying, how did you do exactly what you... Tahoe, I want to do everything like you. How do you... Tell me from top to bottom how... Of course it's not going to work. But if you telling me, yo, just to what you said earlier with your mans, where it's like, yo, you know they got programs for this, right? You ever been homeless?
No.
You've ever been in the shelter?
No.
But still knew how to tell your mans what to do to actually get his shit together. So it takes for you to be like, all right, let me hear the information and what actually applies, and I got to do something on my side in order to be...
But to your point, I actually have 2 points. He told me he came to me for that advice for a reason.
And what was the reason?
He was like, I knew I could talk to you about this. The other niggas, I knew I couldn't have this conversation with.
He didn't even have experience in that, but he knew that he could talk to me. A transparent person.
To your point, it's knowing who
100%
their friends are, right?
I can't blame somebody for I can't blame somebody for their advice that they gave to me, especially if I'm sorting it out or looking for it. I can only be like, damn, what was that part of it?
I disagree though.
To what degree?
Every time I tried something new that was outside of the scope of the people I had around me right now, they told me I was bugging. The pineapple shit, this is when Griffin and Lotus and we was out.
Yeah.
You think them niggas wanted to
while,
see me coring pineapples outside on the beach? Them niggas like, yo, you bugging.
Right.
That was a time when social media was just starting.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to get traction on social media, and these niggas is like, yo, you always online.
Yeah.
Niggas is outside. You always bugging with the bots and da-da-da-da-da. Now, later on, of course, the same niggas, it's like, yo, you really turn this into something.
But again, and I'm with you. The only thing is, yo, I'm from the hood, but I rarely take any advice from niggas from the hood. Like,
them niggas wasn't from the hood.
The and stuff I'm talking about ain't even from the hood.
Them niggas not from the hood.
Entertainment industry.
These niggas got white parents. One got an Asian parent. Respectfully to y'all, if y'all listen, if y'all see this.
Right.
But these niggas come from people that have made it to and blended with other families. Niggas is still traveling the world doing whatever they doing. But they was always telling me I'm bugging for shooting my shot when I came from the star. My nigga, I ain't had the chances you had. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Chances. Yeah.
I had people tell me that your favorite tomboy, like, what is that? Like, I don't know, like, what? oh, you should keep your hair cut short. Like, trust me, you need to keep your hair.
You look fire both ways.
And that's fine.
You look fire both
right,
ways.
Right,
yeah.
But when I want to change, I want to change
You look
either
fire
way.
both ways. Yo, I was scrolling with that. I was like, oh, that's Georgie.
I know this. I know this.
Yo, I was like, hey.
What I'm saying is, I do change my hair a lot, right? So regardless, yes, I know
That
what
shit
works
like
for
back.
me.
Your
and
wig
what
closet
don't.
gotta look like Batman cave.
I don't even have a.
I know that shit spin, nigga. That shit
Not
do
even.
like.
Got the electric joint, got the blue shit. Got
I be like, I don't want this today. I
red
don't want
joint on
something
the
different.
chest.
But I had people tell me that. Even I always go back to even being a tomboy, how much it was scrutinized and everything. How being a sneakerhead was a problem for people. In the industry, I was an intern and they telling me, you need to wear shoes more. Like, you always wearing sneakers. Like, and these are people that I look up to. You know, you need to dress like this. You need to dress like that, because that was the part that everybody played.
Niggas be way too invested.
But then, right, but these are people who you look up to, and it's like, if you want this, then this is how you gotta look, or if you want this, then this is how you gotta be. And that didn't sit right in my spirit. Like, it didn't feel right. Like, why do I have to be this way? I feel comfortable with this. This is a force. And I've learned that be trying things, like, I'll try it if I feel like I'm looking at you as a person that I idolize or as a mentor, and I'm taking these things, and you know what, let me try it, and it doesn't work for me. It feels crazy to me. And then here we are where I finally get to a place where I'm comfortable with who I am and the decisions that I make for myself and what is natural for me, and is working. It's working. I'm okay with being a tomboy. I don't care how nobody feel about that. When I want to dress the way I dress, if I want to put on a shoe, I put on a shoe.
Nigga.
But she you know the crazy thing is this though. I know her since I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
She always been this way. So that's why when I hear her being like, yo, I'm taking people's advice, I'm going, she always been that nigga.
But you don't
she
know
always
the
been
internal.
fly. I feel you.
The internal struggle is
But she always
real.
had sneakers. She always been fly. She always changed up her hair color. She always had the Vansons on. She was always that nigga.
That's
and then
fire.
be like, yo, I listen to somebody what they're saying, and I'm like,
Because
yo,
you
been
going
the
into
nigga.
you going into a different world, right? You're going into a different space, whatever that is, and it's like, these people are being this way. It's like going on television and everybody's professional, but you curse all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's you. And they're like, no, you have to be more like this and you have to be more like that. And it's like, but I've been this way my whole life. Not saying that you can't, change up a little bit, but you asking me to change who I am as a
But that's the
like, not
industry,
even
too. That's
who I
another
am,
conversation.
but what I'm
The
comfortable
industry
with. It's
do
not
that.
even who I am, but what I'm comfortable with, my natural aura, my authenticity. You telling me to be something that I am not. And that's hard for me, especially now when I know exactly who I am. And I still get it from time to time where it's just like, people have their unsolicited advice they want to give, and I'm just like, thank you, but no thanks. I'm good. This has worked for me.
I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of ways that I could take the convo. Remember I told y'all that I like trying to segue?
Okay.
None of my segues have worked. None of them, right? I'm gonna take a piece of what you just said, right? You're telling me to be something that I know I'm not. And we're gonna talk about this young lady
Okay.
who says, what did she say? My phone got all this sweat on it. From my hot.
You keeping it cool though, bro.
My wife is crying because she don't want none of our kids, and she's pregnant with our
Damn.
third baby.
Damn.
What you don't want the baby for?
What did I do?
Go back.
Damn, bro. What?
You went to your notes?
Yeah.
What you don't want the baby for?
I can't do this. I already got 2 fucking kids. I can't. I barely even want those 2 kids.
Damn.
Yeah, but you told me to do it and I did it.
I'm ordinary right now. I don't want these kids. I don't want none of these kids.
Yes, you do. Stop lying, bro.
I don't want none of these fucking kids.
What you gonna do then? Cause we not getting up. We not doing our abortion thing, bro. That's not
It's
what
not
we
even
doing.
about getting a fucking abortion. It's about me not wanting to be a mom no more. I don't want to be a mom
So
at
what?
all.
What made you not want to be a mom no more? Cause the baby's always crying. You gotta wake up.
It's too much. It's too much for me. You sit here.
You doing the most for what, bro? You over here choking and stuff for what? All because of kids, bro, that you sat down and had? Yes, you do want to do it.
I'm strong enough.
Yes, you is. Stop crying. Just stop crying, bro. Please stop crying.
Body looks horrible. These 3 kids is fucking my body
is
up.
this,
I don't have it in me no more to be a mom.
She's depressed.
Bro.
She beyond depressed. She broken.
Bro.
Yeah.
That shit hurt when I heard
OD.
that.
And he's just like, I mean,
He not helping
on
the
one
situation.
end, she's like, you told me to do it, which means that during sex, y'all was
She was
saying
like, "Come
things
at
that
me."
y'all didn't mean. Yup. That's
I
what that
told
means.
y'all about that coming me shit.
Yeah. Y'all in a moment and you're not thinking past that moment. But at the same time, she got 2 kids,
Get them
which
kids
means
up.
that she's been going through this. She is overwhelmed. She is overworked. And she might not feel like she is supported the way she needs to be supported when
Clearly.
it comes to those kids as a mom.
I mean, it's probably deeper than not being supported. She probably, I mean, she seems like she's a young woman. I know I'm sitting far away from the video, but she probably is like, yo, my life. She probably want to be selfish right now. She probably want to do certain things.
Her body is not
Yeah,
right.
she's saying
she
the whole
tired.
nine.
He
Yeah.
like, oh, cause of the crying. Yeah, nigga, cause of the crying. Do you know crying can do a lot? When I can't even stand my kids to be crying and they
Doesn't it do
10.
something-
Like,
and doesn't it do something to a woman's body when their child does cry after they had the baby? Am I tripping? Like,
I
doesn't
don't
it
know.
do like some kind of? I felt like I read that or saw
I don't
something
know. I don't
like
need
that.
no postpartum.
Got you. I felt
Really?
like- yeah, I thought when a baby cries, it does something to like the woman's body. I could be wrong.
No,
That's some
it's
static
aggravating.
electricity.
Something like
That
that.
should do something to me. I'm shut that damn baby
yeah,
up.
right.
And
Right.
especially when they little and you don't know why they're crying.
Yeah.
You know, it
That's
could be a
sad.
lot. And if you're going through postpartum, it's even harder. But it just sounds like she's just had enough. She's just like, I can't do this no more.
I think she got to get them babies up though.
To who?
To the unfortunately, I mean, either to family members or to.
Does that make her a weak mother if you give your babies up because you can't find the strength to take care of them? Does that make you like a
me,
bad
no.
Hard
person?
to say that, but
No, but people will
she
make
is
you
weak
feel
right
like
now.
you are a bad person. I feel like if you feel like you can't take care of your kids, or if you are mentally exhausted where you don't have the capacity to, your best bet would be to give your children to somebody who will
Yeah.
love on them properly. To me,
Yeah.
that is more strength, because that takes strength to let them go.
Yeah,
You
that's an
know,
all-time
I
fact.
don't consider those things weak.
Life
I don't
is
know
hard.
what it is. Yeah, life is very hard. I don't know. Like the last era that we was in, everything was like you just supposed to take it and just suck it up, and that's what makes you strong. Being able to take like hurt and pain and endure all this trauma
Yeah,
and
I'm
stress
good.
and all of this. And I think we're in an era now where it's okay to release. That's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel pain and express that. It's okay.
Well, how do you forgive yourself though? Like as a mom that may have done that, I would think that there comes some guilt
It depends.
with that, and then like
I
how do
mean,
you?
wait real quick?
get over
like, 'cause
that?
To that point, it's like it's a lot of fathers that just slide. Like,
They don't feel that same guilt because the men.
cause what we talking about? Like,
I feel like women are held to a higher standard when it comes
Because
to
we
being
have them.
moms
Yes.
than
I
than
mean-
men are to be with being dads. It's higher
Dad could be
standards.
outside. Mom can't be outside.
Like when a kid lives with the father, it's almost like what did the mom do?
which is very sad. That's kind of
Right?
crazy.
Like how
too.
do you like
Yeah.
there needs to be an explanation for this. Right.
That's true.
Society.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Society. We create these things that, like, we create these norms, and it's stupid, but we create these norms that, like, start thickening these ideas. One person might say something, another person might agree, then another person might agree, and then next thing you know, we spiraled into these norms that if you think outside of these norms, you are deemed wrong. I don't think that way. Like if I see a son or a kid who lives with their father, I'm not thinking what did the other parent do. If anything, I might, because I know how women are with their children. Most women are with their children where they don't want to let them go. So my first thought would be, what happened to mom? Not
See?
you know what I
There's
mean?
still
Like,
a connotation of what happened.
But there's
Yeah,
something there.
but it's
Opposed to if you
it's
see,
definitely
if you
something
see kids
there.
with a mom, you're not even thinking anything. You
Right.
going
Because
Right.
the majority
regular day in
of
the
the
park.
time, women
Like,
are
I mean-
attacked. They came out of us, so we had to carry them for 9 months. We know what the growing process was. It affected our bodies. It affected our hormones, our minds, everything. So yeah, we are attached to that child for the most part. Not everyone, not every mom, but most of us. So like I said, to give that child away, I don't necessarily think mom did something wrong. More so, well, what happened? Because that's not normal to me. But some people do think like, well, what happened? The mother must have did something or whatever. No, she just know that her son is better off with the dad because the dad might be that person who handles business.
I think all kids need to go to the dad after a certain age.
I think so too.
Well,
if they're not together.
If they're
I
not
think so
together.
too. I think so too.
I think the first years, 8, 9, with mom, get all of the feeding and all of them.
That's hard.
Make sure they know how to tie their shoes and shit.
then
Yeah, because y'all don't pay attention the way most men don't pay attention the way women pay attention.
But what does that
Okay,
mean?
so what is the point you're making? That they shouldn't go after.
No, I'm
a
not
certain
saying
age?
that. I don't think that should be a thing, like a normalcy, only because there are some ain't shit dads. And we think that just because a dad is present that he did enough, but sometimes he ain't shit. Sometimes he don't. Sometimes the
wait a
dad
minute.
is not embedding your child with the necessary tools that they need because they don't know how to.
So so a mother does?
I would say the same thing.
I'm not saying that the mother does all the time either. That's why I said I don't think it should be a normalcy. I'm not saying that because my dad is a hands-on dad. My dad was the person who made our doctor's appointments, who did everything that he needed to do.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it's not like I come from a space where my dad wasn't present or he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
So what would
but
be-
I've also seen dads who aren't the stand-up fathers that they need to be. It could be the alcoholics. It could be the parent. Just because you're there does not mean that you are teaching your kid the necessary skills that they need to survive.
So to that point, the moms do? Like, that's what I'm just trying to get, like...
A lot of the times they do.
How... I don't know.
Yo, the
know
statistics
about
is
that.
going against that.
I'm about
though.
to say.
The statistics
But
is literally
once
going
again-
against that. What you're saying is that women are having problems raising kids that don't have certain issues, is what I want to say. Like the boys going to jail, or the women, having certain issues before 21 or something. There's statistics that support. When you add those numbers up, the fathers are doing better when the children are with the fathers.
Yeah.
They're not having certain negative stats, like going to jail, being pregnant before such and such.
Right.
So what you're saying sounds like it sounds good to a woman to say.
Right.
Maybe
but the
because
actual
I think
statistics is not
the
supporting
statistics-
the numbers.
I'm also not big with statistics, but I do.
How? You was just talking about math.
I know, but statistics
that
is
2
different.
plus 4 shit.
Statistics is
Yeah, I never got to that class in school.
Statistics to me are based off of who participates. It's not based off the whole. That's how I look at it. So
true.
I don't really
get that.
think. So I don't really look at the statistics. I'm not saying like
But what
I
can
feel
we
like
go
what
off
you're
of?
asking me, because I think it might be a little confusion, or I might just not be receiving it correctly, because I feel like what you're asking me, like, but moms are, as if I'm saying a whole. What I'm saying is I don't think that it should be that way, because we are the nurturers. We are, and I get what you're saying also, because I know women who are like that too, who they coddle their kids. You get what I'm saying? They want to spoil their kids, or you let your kid do whatever.
But it's not always your fault.
I know.
When boys get to a certain age and they don't have their father in their life, you the ops, and you can't really hurt me no more.
Yeah.
You've been trying your hardest, but your belt don't hurt no more.
Right.
I'm still going to do what I'm going to do.
I need my
It
dad.
But
is
I
what it
also
is.
think that's a
Yesterday as a
mental thing
teacher,
as well.
you're also a teacher, I
Yeah.
believe, and they say that they will call the parents, and the parents like, I've done all I can.
Yeah.
I've had this
I have
conversation
nothing
recently.
left.
I had this conversation recently with a high school parent.
But to your point, I do think that there should be a time where it's like, and also to your point of, there's a lot of ain't shit fathers. So when that conversation comes up where it's like, yo, it's now your turn. I'm assuming that this goes through court to make it like a whole thing. Do you want the responsibility? Or ain't shit father is going to say, I'm good. Continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's peace and love to y'all. A real father, or
Send them over.
send them over. I've
Send
been
them
waiting
on
for
over.
this. You know what I'm
Send them
saying?
over.
Like, you ain't even got to bring
Fuck
the,
it.
don't bring the
You
clothes.
feel the same way with girls too?
My daughter been living with me since she's 13 and change. And I'm telling you, when she was 13 and change, she was a mess. And I believe she would tell you, like, yo, that was the best thing that ever happened to
It's
her.
me to go.
Is coming here.
Yeah.
Did y'all have split custody too? Like, would she come over? But prior to her living with you, like, were she?
Yeah,
with
she
you
would. She
sometimes
would come
or-
over here once in a
Okay.
while and stuff. But I must say, I wasn't that involved. I wasn't as involved, right? I was a good. I show up with some sneakers for Valentine's Day, or I show up with something for Easter. Come out with me at Easter.
Yeah.
I would show up for things, but I wasn't always there like I needed to be.
Right.
That's just the reality.
That's real.
But at some point, when I came home from jail, I was like, yo, I'm trying to be in this little girl life. Like,
Let me do my
right?
thing.
And her
Yeah.
mom was about to move to Atlanta. But me and her had grew a bond now.
The
And we're
mom?
talking, me and my daughter had grown
Okay.
a bond. And she was like, I'm about to move to Georgia. And I was like, how you gonna move?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I called her mother, started crying on the phone. Yo, you've had her for so long. Let me do it now.
Yeah.
It's only a couple years. She's gonna be able to fly to you in a couple
Yeah.
years.
And was
Yeah.
that hard?
You know what I'm saying?
That was hard for her.
Oh yeah. She said
See?
no. She cursed me out.
Of course.
Da-da-da-da.
And that's my point. I don't look at things as a whole, more so individualistic. Because I know everything can't go into like one pot. I know that it's a case by case basis.
Right.
So that's why I said I don't believe that the normalcy should be that, because and you got to think about it too. There are a lot of men who didn't get the parenting tools because they could go and come as they please. And I'm sure her living with you created a different type of responsibility that clicked in your head. Like, now I got to do this and stuff. I don't know if many of those men have that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the same thing that goes to what men won't have or don't have. The same thing goes into women who don't have and want.
I agree.
Because we got to think, like, the woman was a little girl at one point who necessarily didn't have possibly both parents. Like, for those things, you know what I mean? Like,
I disagree.
why you say that?
That 9 months is important. The minute a woman finds out she's pregnant, she starts sleeping different, bro. She don't sleep on her stomach the same way. She don't
She don't
bump
sleep on
in
her
the.
stomach at all.
She
She
don't.
on the side.
She
I
don't
still
bump
sleep
in the
on my side. My
objects
kid
the same way.
Right.
You'll see her for no reason,
So,
just
like,
rub
that's
her
like the
stomach.
training part.
It's not even
A baby,
showing.
yeah.
But for some reason, she's doing these things, and so you got to think about that's just 9 months. When that baby is that she be tired as hell, bro. She won't let
breastfed for
herself
a
go
year
into
and a half.
REM. She won't let herself go into REM because is the baby still breathing?
Yeah,
She'll just go look, shake.
Just to
she'll
see what's going on.
She'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's real.
This is a process over the
real.
course of years that you and I have to activate. It's not really the same inner,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Calling. So the baby could get to 10 years old. She's had 10 years of practice. Even if she's a bad mom, even if she still had 10 years of something that's going on that if you wasn't around, if you wasn't active,
Yeah.
she go live with you and you
Might
still the
not be-
same ass
yeah.
nigga, bro. You just came
To
in
that
somebody
point,
10 years ago.
Yeah. To that
That's
point,
it.
that makes sense.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, that's an
So
all-time fact.
it's different. Shout out to the mothers out there though that are going through things with the children.
For real.
I got 2 teachers in here right now. I got or at least 2 people that work. Oh, you a teacher as well?
He not a teacher, but he know the kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
and yesterday also works in the schools.
I'm not a teacher. I'm a mentor, but I work in the
But that
schools.
matters.
It does.
That
I'm a
actually is
program
really
director.
good,
Yes.
right? So what I want to know is this, right? There's a lot of, I want to say mothers, fathers, grandparents, they go into that are dealing with a lot of pressure when it comes to dealing with this kid that's going left. Or these feelings about raising kids. These feelings of, I might not want to be here. This is a lot more weight. There's a lot more pressure than I'm used to.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's annoying. They don't listen. I get out my fucking house. The father won't take them. Whatever it is. What would y'all say? Give them advice on what to do when they're going through that.
A parent?
Parent, grandparents. A lot of grandparents is going through this.
It's grandparents because the
It's
parents
a
aren't
disconnect.
around.
Yeah, that's true. You are 110% right.
I'll let you
Grandparents
go
be
first,
raising
'cause I got a
kids,
lot
bro.
to say.
So you know what's crazy? I mean, so I technically do like a lot of like focus groups with like young adults in all spaces, like middle school, high schoolers. I just went to Rikers and did like a focus group
Wow.
with older young men.
Jesus, that's wow.
Yeah. So, but I say this, it's trying to figure out what exactly they like. Like I think that sometimes it's like, you know, you talk to your kid in the space where it's like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Because sometimes, like, especially boys, they don't really know. They need to be exposed to it in order to even know that they want something. But I would say, like, just trying to figure out, like, that pipeline of what do you want to do, or where do you want to be, or where do you see yourself, or where, and then trying to add to that. Like, that's the part. Like, if you're gonna go in there, yo, this is my house, my rules, but I don't even like it here. Yo, you can't, you ain't playing the game. All right, that's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't go, especially now. You tell a little kid right now, yo, you ain't going outside. It's like, oh, it's up.
Yeah.
You said the magic word.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't send me to the store. Don't do nothing. Like, I'm fine with being in this room. So I just think that, especially right now, because the internet to a certain degree is also raising these kids too.
For real.
So it's wild, but I don't think that when I was growing up, I wasn't on the same, I didn't have the same interest or saw the same things as my parents did. In the sense of, like, even like artist wise, like when I was growing up, I might not like or know the life of like Jodeci or Boys to Men. Like right now, me and my son probably listen to the same albums that drop.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
we wear the same clothes.
Wear the same clothes.
Wear
Yo,
the same
I saw
clothes.
this. I want that. I'm like, damn. I'm trying to cop.
Those myself.
You know what I'm saying?
So my daughter takes my clothes, bro.
Yo.
My daughter takes my clothes,
You know
bro.
what I
My
mean?
daughter has tried on my jeans, bro.
Yo, see, and that's real. My son is taller than me right now. It's spooky.
My
But to
son's
the
wearing my
point where,
clothes.
yeah, it's 100.
I wear my son's clothes.
I want those. Let me.
And we listen to the same music.
Same
We don't
music.
listen to the same.
How we
music.
don't?
Me and the little one do. Me and the older one don't. He
Yeah.
listen to Gunna and all of that. Me and the little one
See,
being
I'm
Chris
listening to
Brown, all of that.
But still,
Yeah, it's still the same.
It's still the same
yeah,
thing,
that's
bro.
the truth. But
It's-
I say that, like, the way that you can kind of connect with them is just figuring out, instead of like talking to them, talk with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let me see exactly what you're trying to do, and have a goal with each other. I spoke earlier about not wanting to break the relationship of your friends. You're not supposed to just be your child's friend, but there should be some sort of friendship there. And being disappointed friend wise is different than this. I'm just yo, my grades are bad. My parents gonna flip. It's a normal day. But if I'm really like, yo, I'm disappointed because that's not how you. That's not what you showed me that you can do. I saw the type of grades that you bring home when you care about something. When you slip, that's telling me that you don't give a fuck. So
what's the disconnect?
What's the like? Is it you need a tutor? Yo, we got to talk to somebody. Nah, I can handle it. You sure? Yo, is life like where we at? Like where can I connect with you to realize? All right, so look, you got 2 more semesters. This next goal, we gonna go with your route. You said you could fix this, right? If you don't fix it, then it's my goal, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of, you got to meet them where they are, opposed to being like, it's my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's what I've noticed. That works.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that
man,
approach.
for sure.
At some point in raising my daughter, I've said this before. Damn, I've said everything before. I've been on this podcast too long. Yesterday, I'm going to switch next week, and you're going to host. They heard all my takes already. But at some point, I agree with Chris. I stopped over-parenting and we started making...
Connection.
It's more connected,
exactly
compromises.
what it is.
Yeah.
It started becoming, all right, so you want to do this is what I need.
Yeah.
Well, so if you want this is the way you should probably go about
100%.
getting it, right?
100%.
Because it can't be that way.
Right.
This is what happens if it goes that way.
Right.
Then I started measuring her experiences with her friends. So you see where that's going. Where do you think that looks like in a year, 2 years? You see she's smoking weed, she's having sex already. Where do you think that looks like? You know what I mean? I was like, you're going to do your thing. You're becoming an adult now.
Yeah.
But think about next year.
Yeah.
Think about mistakes that could happen.
Is this
right?
what you wanna do?
And start patterning yourself
Yeah.
towards, right? Because your life is full of experiences. And you say all that. And thankfully, she listened to some of the shit.
That's real.
Some of it.
So I tell, because I'm in the after school world, right? And I've been doing youth development for a very long time. And the biggest thing is connection. And even as a parent, I'm learning that repetition works. Repetition works. Connection works. Understanding. They just want to be heard. And a lot of the times, to Chris's point, if you just pointing fingers, but you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, they don't hear you. Did we hear our parents when we were younger? No. We heard our aunts. We heard our cousins.
Well, my mom yells a lot.
We heard our aunts, we heard our big cousins, we heard our uncles, we heard the after school program mentors, we heard other people outside of our parents. And even the drug dealers, people outside of them, because we just feel like they just dictating to us. I don't want to hear that. I know I didn't. And I think sometimes we forget that we were those young kids. We were those teenagers. We only remember the bad stuff that we don't want them to do. Not realizing that if you give them the necessary tools, maybe they won't even make those mistakes. And even if they do, sometimes they gotta slip and bump their heads. You know what I mean? We can only do but so much. And I think that there's a disconnect right there. We come from an era where you feel like, oh, you younger than me, your opinion don't matter. I learn a lot from these kids.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I learned so much from these kids. Even I learned from my 10-year-old
That's a
and
fact.
my 21-year-old. Well, he about to be 21, but we forget those things. And my advice is just send them to those after school programs. Make sure that they have mentors or people in their lives that could get them the necessary tools. Let them talk to their favorite teachers or whoever that is, their favorite cousin that you know is doing good or whatever. Put them in spaces that they've never been in before because they only know the experiences that are around them. And they hear you. They just can't see it until they experience it. I always let my kids know, I can sit here and preach to you. I can, whatever, you might hear it go in one ear and one out the ear. But if I keep repeating it, one day you're going to go through something and you're going to hear me and you're going to say, that's why she said that.
That's a fact.
That's exactly why she said
I
that.
want to say this real quick. I was thinking about it while y'all was talking, right? And I said, my mom used to yell a lot. When you yell at your kids,
They don't hear you.
I can't talk to you. I just know you're gonna yell.
Right.
Then it's affecting me somewhere. Like that yelling all the time.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be. I'm not louder than you.
Right.
So now I'm not able to express myself. And it's affecting me. Like that
You
fear.
feel like whatever you say is not going to be heard.
You're just gonna
anyway.
yell at me anyway.
Yeah. I
Then-
curse my kids out every day.
Yo, if she would have asked me, if somebody would have asked me how I felt about something, I probably wouldn't know how to say.
express, to
I
articulate
probably
it.
wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
It was
It's
hard for me to do that.
Yeah.
So I think a good thing is what you're saying, is getting them to learn how to talk to people.
Right.
Like really express themselves.
Especially now though, because at least before, like how I made a friend, I would go in the hallway and you playing wrestling, or you playing toys or the fake basketball on the incinerator.
Now they online.
And now everything is like online. It's like you might not hear your kid's voice because they just over here writing all day or typing somebody. Like you know what I mean? I say this when I didn't have my biological father with me when I grew up. It was my stepdad and my uncles and my grandfather. Like I had male figures. But I say this, I think that what's dope about being a parent right now is that you can kind of use your world to help raise your kid in the sense of like, look at all of like the platforms and the people that you know right now that's lit or that's doing something that's super dope that you can actually like have a one-on-one session with your kid to be like, yo, this is how you do it. Last time that we shot episode, my son was the engineer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if he wants to be into podding, but I'm just going, yo, and he knew what he was doing. Like, I'm trying to explain it to him. My man's is like, yo, all you got to do, he's like, oh no, I saw this before. And click the cameras, yo, you know what I'm saying? He's really into music.
I did that too.
Yeah, see? He's really into music, and I'm talking about like, yo, listens to like, yo, the stuff that I like. Like, he was listening to like Food and Liquor from Lupe. That's what really made me want to be an artist. And because it's not out right now, it came out then, I'm asking him like, yo, what's the single? What you think should have been like the follow-up? Like, we dissecting records to the point where I'm dropping an album soon and I gotta make a run to Spotify and Apple. I'm bringing him with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to the editorial people that put it on playlists, and I'm like, okay, if you like music so much, like, this is what the process is for what songs are supposed to go. And you know what I mean? Like, being able to use my grandfather, I looked up to him. He was a mechanic, but he didn't use his mechanic world to like raise me. But for me, it's like, yo, I'm able to use my actual life to be like, yo, let's do this. Like,
And you
know
don't
what I'm
know
saying?
how much that imprints on that kid,
He
bro.
feels
That's the part.
included.
That shit imprints
That's the
so
part.
much, son. It them little things
The
that you
little
included when
things.
you were young
How many
that
times-
really create something in you, and you don't even know the influence happened.
100%.
That shit just imprinted on you.
Crazy thing. And I mean, this
He's
is like,
probably gonna be an artist or something. Watch, he's gonna be something.
I would hate
and
for him to be an artist, but I would love for him to actually know
Be in the business.
and be in it. I say this, Yo, the first time that I actually met my real father or saw my real father, it was on a Times magazine. I never met him in person, but I was able to get to live at the magazine with my grandfather, my uncles, and I never seen him before, but I just saw the magazine, and I was trying to like figure out his personality just through that picture of the magazine, right? I wanted to be known and be famous and be like on a fucking magazine because I'm going, if that's how I get to see my dad,
Yeah, my son needs to see that.
Or I want him to see me in a space where it's like, look at how I outdid it by having my own cover, something like that. Like it was like a psychological piece, right? And I don't want to go too crazy.
That shit affected you.
That's did.
Crazy.
It was something that was it was negative. Like as much as it was a positive thing, and later on it became a positive thing for my son. But for me, I'm going, I gotta outdo what I'm seeing because I don't know this person. Like, yo, you don't want to. We not in each other's lives. Now we have a great relationship, but I'm just going at that time. I'm like 5 or 6, and I'm looking at a magazine going, damn, they just X'd me out. Like I ain't, you know what I mean? So I say that it pushed me to actually be like, I want to be something. It pushed me to eventually, like even with my stepfather, he was an artist. He bring me to the studio and do like work with me or whatever the case might be. So I'm like, yo, I want to do that. So I'm going. Imagine if I could up it. Like imagine if instead of it just being like just be the artist, how can I make you a VP or how can I make you like this huge A&R or how can I get you to own your own company, your own, you know what I mean? Like to that degree.
You had a relationship with your stepfather.
Yeah, OD.
But you still felt some type of chagrin towards your dad. Is the word, did I use the right word?
I'm not sure if that's
angst.
I'm not sure.
Those 2 words I don't know.
Yeah, ask the teachers. Like, you know what I mean? For sure.
Still felt the way.
Still felt the way.
Yeah. Well, it's because I felt the way only because
Let me look.
Was something said around you that made you think about it? Like what was your father talked about around you?
Like that was the thing too. Like it wasn't like he was something that was like something that's in my household. I grew up with my mom just being like, yo, your dad, like it was very early. You know, you had that conversation. I felt like it was early on that I knew that my real dad wasn't here and that everybody else that's here is showering you with love. Like I got that early. You know what
Showering
I mean?
with love is, I think that's what it is. It's like everybody, these kids, social media is what's helping them grow.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's why my oldest, I can't really say anything, but when he was growing up, there was a system. My little one, there's a system. You cannot be on he don't have social media, but you can't be on YouTube all the time. You have to like watch a movie, watch a Disney movie, something like that. You got to read a book. Like there's so many systems, and it's like post-COVID, that's where these kids are growing up now. Well, you just shove a tablet or an iPad in their face and they're out your way. You get to do your work. You get to do all of that. No, because then they become desensitized to the world and they don't even know how to communicate. And even in my school now, we do circle ups now because as I'm working with these kids and as I talk to them, I feel like, okay, I'm seeing what's important to them or what's working because they don't see this stuff. They don't have these conversations outside of this space that we're in. I see how some of their parents come in and it's just like, this is what they see. Their parents is yelling. They come in smelling like weed. They come in. It's a whole different time now. And it's like, they don't see me, you know? So how do I get them to see me and see that I care? Like I said, I say I curse them out, but I don't curse them out. I tell them about themselves all the time. Why you not in class? You supposed to be doing this. And that's not my job. Right. But that's what I do. And guess what? No matter how much I get on them about loving on themselves, about how they talk to their friends, about how they talk to, like how they let people talk to them, about what's outside, about what getting your high school diploma looks like and what you can do and showing them like what I've done with the things that I've like the things that I've accomplished. Regardless, I kick them out my office when they're not supposed to be there, all of that, and they still come back.
The only thing is this though, like, so I'm not, because I think that what's extremely important is your education. Like to be, man, we don't want to be tricked. We don't want to not know something. You don't want to be in a room and just don't know what's going on. But I also don't think that it boils down to it being like, this sounds crazy, but I don't think it boils down to being like, yo, you gotta go to college or you gotta get because there's a lot of successful people that did not graduate, and they did, and they. So my biggest part is of being optimistic, is being like, if you're going to choose your way or find your way or do something that's a little bit different, be right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't want nobody to. I tell my son this all the time. You hate when people tell you what to do, right? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, so do something the right way so that nobody can say anything to you.
But college is different. I'm sorry to cut
let me
you
say
off.
something
Go
real
ahead.
quick. To what Chris said and to what you said, right? I think that we don't pay as much attention as we need to on mental health when it comes to kids.
That's the part.
Yep.
That part.
That shit is shaping
That's
how
part.
they
That's the
receive
part.
information
Yep.
and how they rate it as to
Absolutely.
what, you know what I mean, and then how they express themselves.
Absolutely.
So like these kids be going through all types of trauma between 5 and 12.
Yeah.
That really fuck them up and really shape the way they
View the world.
how they value information coming from you.
Themselves.
Information come from how they're feeling about certain shit,
Yeah.
how they're presenting.
I
So
wouldn't
now,
wanna be a
if I
kid right
if
now.
I have a feeling in the class, I might not say nothing.
Yeah.
If that question went right over my head, because I'm worried about what everybody else is thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
I'm
what
just
I
gonna
see
sit
a
there just
lot.
like this.
That's what I
Yo.
see a lot. What everybody
Yesterday
else is
told me a
thinking.
kid sitting in class for 3 years. He only got 2 credits.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He got 2 credits. He been in
And
school for 3 years.
You show up every day?
Yes, yo, and the funny thing is,
It's not funny.
it's not funny, but he doesn't cut class. He's not a kid that's always in the
He's just sitting
He
there.
be in class.
Sitting there for 3 years. He's sitting there and has not said, "I need help."
No.
They don't
Yeah.
because nobody told him that he
I'ma
needs
be-
to ask for help, or nobody's even paying him any mind. I see that a lot of the and I shout out to teachers, because I know there are teachers out there who really, really care, but there are teachers out there who only know what they're teaching. They only
Yeah.
know the hard skills. They don't know the soft skills. They don't know communication. They have no interpersonal skills, and they have no behavioral management in their
It's scary.
classrooms.
It's
It's
scary.
very scary because you mad at this is just my personal experience, but I've heard some teachers get upset because they come to my office when they're supposed to be in class, and it's like, I can only tell them these are high school kids, they'll curse you out, you know what I mean, but they respect me. But
They beating
I can
teachers up now.
right,
Whooping
I can
teachers
only
out.
tell you
Square up.
to go to class, but you focused on them coming to my class. The real question is, why do they feel comfortable with leaving your classroom? How did they even get to my office?
Yo, only thing is, man, it's tough out here. Like
Man,
I would
told
hate to be a kid
that
right
I
now.
would put her head right through the wall. So I can't. And guess what? She called me the next day, like, "Where you at, Miss Danielle? Because you're supposed to be here." But she thought she could play with me, and I had to let her know, like, I love you, but don't get it twisted. You're not gonna disrespect me,
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
a
could
fact.
buck up, and you gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She was just talking about she don't fight nobody.
I'm
She
trying-
talking
I
about fighting
don't.
kids.
You see what
But I wasn't.
Yo, am I here?
But
Am I
you
in the
see
same
what I'm
room?
trying to tell you, bro.
I knew
Yesterday-
something was off.
This what I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's
She
why I was
threatened a
like,
16-year-old.
that's why I was like,
But guess what?
Just beat up somebody
She
last
came.
week.
But guess what?
She came at me.
Because she came back and said, I
number
love
one,
you. Now it's- Yo.
because I had a conversation with her, and that's another thing. That's another aspect to it. These kids don't know how to process their emotions, right? So the only thing they know is anger or whatever. I have to let you know that you cannot come to me thinking that you could disrespect me and still get things from me, right?
real.
But I also let you know that I still love you. This is where this stops. We had our moment. I'm not gonna
Carrying that
not speak to
shit
you.
on.
I don't hold
Yes,
on.
that matters.
And that's what they care about, because they think that, oh, you were mad at me
Now you
yesterday,
looking at me a certain
and now
way.
you look at me. No, I still love
That-
you. Whatever you need. It was
Yeah.
a misunderstanding. Whatever it is, you thought you could play with me. You fucked around and found out.
Right.
And I still love you. That does not change how I feel about you,
Right.
because I can see you. I see you. I understand you. I was you. I
Yeah, that's a
remember.
fact.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a
And
fact.
I will have that. I have this conversation. I see you. I remember. I understand. I'm still here for you, whatever you need. But you can't get me if you are acting like that.
Yo, I wish parents knew how to talk to their kids that way.
It's
Yo,
a learned behavior.
Because resentment and resentment from parent to kid and kid to parent is also a
Crazy.
thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You ever meet a parent that resent their kids?
I was a kid who resented my parent.
And now y'all relationship, everything is through that eye of resentment. The
And
way they
I
try to
work-
talk to you.
I'm 39 and I'm still working through it. I'm
It's
still
like
working
that with
through
a lot
it.
of teachers too. A lot of teachers resent the kids that come in the building.
Really?
Sure, yes.
What is that? How does that
What does
work?
that mean?
There's certain kids when they come to the door at the building, everybody in the building is upset. I'm talking about visibly upset.
Damn, he
The kid
came
is
to
there.
school?
Yes. I'm talking about dead serious. They will
And
not
knows the
For
kids that
resentment or like just like
Just being a
damn,
nuisance.
this kid is here.
Yeah.
both because sometimes it's a personal thing where they might get disrespected and they hold on to
Yup.
that like an adult disrespected them.
Got you.
So
Yep.
they go
Not
through.
realizing
He ain't
that their
wrong.
mind is not fully
He ain't
developed.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, and they will create an image to everybody else about how that kid is,
Yeah.
and those are the kids that I love. Those are the kids that I talk to. Those are the kids who love me because I see you beyond what they think you are.
Exactly.
I know a kid acting out. I got a kid right now, and he acts out all the time. He comes in my office purposely because he knows when it comes to your language, you got to mind your language. These kids curse like crazy. And he comes in my office and he'll say a curse word on purpose just so I could check him on it, right? He always got something to say, and people look at him like a nuisance. His grades aren't bad at all. And I could see right through him. You just want attention, sweetheart.
want attention,
You
right?
just
Yeah,
want
that's a
attention.
fact.
And guess what? He'll come in. If I'm not there, he'll call me because they all got my number. Where you at? Why you not here? Because I give you the attention that you need within, respect. But you know that it's
Why you don't have
genuine
a
here.
conversation with him about what the attention does for him?
I do.
Like, what
I
does
do. I told him you are so smart, and I know that. I was like, you're a leader, and you don't even know that you're a leader. You're using it in the wrong way. You can lead in so many different positive ways because people hear you and people listen to you. But instead, you want to be a class clown, or you just want to get this attention, and this attention is not gonna get you to where you want to go.
He don't see that far yet.
Not yet.
He don't see that far
Not
yet.
yet.
Yeah, I'm about to
But
say.
if I'm the first person, I don't know if I'm the first person, but if I'm the first person or only person saying this to you, it's going to take repetition for you to get it.
Yeah, Chris, what you was about to say?
Man, I lost my thought.
Nah, it's just when I was young, parents, teachers, mentors, guidance counselors, they all told me shit that I heard, but I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Right, like you said, that later on down life, but there needs to be a shift in the way we communicate with kids so that they can understand it. Because again, I just feel like,
Well,
yo,
who teaches us that? Like, where do we have to?
Exactly.
Because you gotta be. I mean,
I think she does it in her. They relate to her.
right. But
I'm gonna
not-
relate to her way more than I related to Mr. Goldman.
No, same thing.
The Jewish.
Because I come in
teacher.
just like this.
Exactly.
But not
Miss Danielle,
everybody
you
gonna
look
be
nice
like
with
that,
sneakers.
though.
You got. I know that.
And-
And I'm a problem sometimes to the higher up.
Yeah, because the deal is like my also what you have to understand as a young adult is that not all information is gonna come to you the way that you need
Packaged
it and
the
how
same
you
way.
want it.
Right.
Like sometimes you gotta listen to somebody that you don't like or don't care for. You don't relate to them, and you still got to get that information and do what you need to do with that. Like you know what I'm saying. So I mean, on my side, I'm just trying to make sure like you understand that it's about you. If you want to get somewhere, even if it's not your favorite route, even if it's not super glamorous, even if it's not around the people that you actually want to be to, but this is your end goal, don't let nothing stop you from doing
Yep.
it.
I don't think they understand that.
It's not that they're not going to understand it right
Their
now.
world is their small community.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you got to remember how big this world is.
Yeah, yeah.
When did you really think you started understanding everything?
Late
Like-
20s.
25.
Think about
Late
that.
20s.
You was able to throw stone a lot farther.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, your world is just your social community.
Only thing is
that's
this,
it.
though.
You can't think
I think it's
school
different, though.
and then think about what imprinted on you, bro. Your pops imprinted on you.
Yeah.
That shit control way more than anything these people
Said
told
to
you.
me.
All
Yeah.
that shit was there that whole time.
That's a fact.
right? And
That's a
so
fact.
it's literally like we're talking big numbers to a person that he can't do that type of math.
That's a fact.
Right now, I gotta walk to the corner. There's 70 niggas on that corner.
Yeah.
That's what my problem was.
Yeah.
You talking all this shit? I don't know how I'm walking past Nostrand or Halsey.
Right.
Survival mode.
All that shit you talking about,
Yeah.
I got a plan all day
but the reason
on
why-
how my swag
yeah,
is.
But at
so I
that
can
young,
get past
but at
that
that
corner.
young age, you need somebody to understand that.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
And the accessibility is, I feel like, was the problem, right? When we were growing up, because you had to stay in a child's place, right? The conversations were different.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? The
Agreed.
conversation, this is adults and this is kids. We don't intertwine them. I intertwine them now, and it's hard for me to because I was taught to keep them separate. But they need to understand certain things, especially these kids now. with social media, it's so easy for them to get swayed and to look a certain type of way. I had to tell them a couple of times, like, yeah, you looking at this, you think smoking weed is cool, you think all these things is cool, and if that's what you want to do,
yeah,
that's on you. But understand that all these rappers that you're looking at and everything who are on drugs and doing this stuff, they have a support system. They're spiraling down. They're not spiraling up. They're spiraling down, but you look at the money, the cars, the whatever.
Yeah, but things be 50-50 because we know crash outs that are still successful. We know people that are like, it's hard. Like I hear what you're saying,
but they end up crashing. They end up spiraling downward on drugs. Which who we talking about? That's drugged up, and we just
can we say Future
like this?
Can we say Future?
I don't know. They say he was faking it, but he might be.
He might be like,
but he do crash out a lot.
He do crash out a lot. That's what I'm getting at. Like it just depends on who. I mean, I hate to say his name right now, but Kanye. Kanye is dumb rich and is an
he's
ultimate,
rich and miserable.
Is he?
Is that successful? You think Kanye is successful?
I mean,
right now, this isn't his version of success.
Yes,
you said this
is not his version of success.
He's spiraling down.
That's why I said
no matter how much money he got, he's spiraling down. But we see entertainment. It's a surface level. To what degree?
Saying,
he is severed. It don't matter whether he's a millionaire or not because money ain't everything.
I don't want to stay on Kanye. I don't want to stay on Kanye.
And let's just say he's a millionaire right now, right? He done put all his stuff in the right place, right? And this would be anybody. You put all your stuff in the right place, or you have the support system to put all your stuff in the right place. And now you are severing ties with everybody, including the friends that you did have.
On purpose.
Even if it's on purpose, you're still spiraling down.
He's a different type of person, but what I'm saying
because
is,
you think that you think that you are above what's happening to you. That's the thing, and we're looking at it as if no, Kanye is Kanye.
I think he's a different
Nobody's
type of
gonna say what
Kanye. I'm just saying,
you say Kodak Black. Use Kodak Black.
Yup. That's the first person I
But
thought
he's
of.
another person like, but he's on K2. That's a different kind
It don't matter.
NBA Youngboy.
But
use NBA Youngboy. Use
another
any
one.
of the. Use what's the basketball the gunshot? John Morant. You think that he?
All
only
attention
thing is this,
ain't good
though.
attention.
Hear me out though. Yes, you are 100% right. But they all are still very rich and got themselves out of whatever. They in a new situation that's kind of fucked up because they put themselves there. But they still are out of the situation that our young adults are looking at. That's what I'm getting at.
But they're still mentally in it.
And got it. But what I'm saying is this. I also just think that this is all about experiences. Like just making sure that our kids can be able to see as many experiences as possible just so that they can be like, yo, if I tap into this is what possibly can happen. That's really what this shit boils down to. Like, yo, I might, cool. If I do drugs and I put out a song, it's possible that I'm going to be a millionaire. But it also comes with these kind of issues. If I do everything right and I go to school, I can possibly become a millionaire. But all of these issues come with that too. That's what I'm getting at. It's like,
but you could become a millionaire and lose those millions just because you are a millionaire on paper. Don't mean that you have
anything. No,
but is money successful?
I'm just to a young nigga who is like, money is successful, or what is it? So are we talking about
most of the people that have these mental issues? I got you. Yes, most of the people that got these kind of mental issues and shit, they being pimped by society, right? Fair
enough.
It's like they're being used for our entertainment, and we don't realize they're court jesters. These are not kings, they're not
pawns.
queens, they're pawns.
They're
and
pawns on a
they
chessboard.
crash out when it gets to a certain level.
Very true.
Boom! Now they're dealing with problems that I would never want to have.
100%.
And making everybody else money.
But to this point, so is everybody though. Like there's billionaires that are own all kinds of companies, and they crashing out too.
You'd rather do it in a Maserati. What you said? You'd rather do it in a Wraith.
You see, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it boils down to. It's like, yo, no matter what avenue it's 2025. There's mad shit going on. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, I don't think that it's up to us to be like, yo, you got to do it this way. No, just know what's going on.
There's a video that I saw yesterday. You had something to say?
No, I'll show you.
There's a video that I saw again, and we about to close out in a couple minutes, y'all. I know I've kept y'all here early Sunday afternoon. I want to know what y'all think of this.
He said, working? I said, what? So earlier my dad called me. He said, what you doing? I said, working. I said, what you doing? He said, working. I said, Dad, I got a question. Did y'all even try to get rich? He said, I mean, we ain't know how. I said, okay, but did you niggas even try? That nigga said no. Well, y'all just surrendered to the y'all didn't even try.
My mother didn't try. My mother didn't even try to work.
How did our parents? How you think our parents could see rich?
They didn't care about
I
rich.
didn't know how to
though.
do that.
Right, he didn't know, but it wasn't. That wasn't success for
Right.
them getting rich. This
that wasn't-
became a later thing.
That's why I
Success
did
was
that. You see
loving
the segue?
on your
Hold on.
family.
Hold on, y'all ain't see that? I did one.
Nigga say, yo, we about to wrap up. Got a segue. I got a segue. Go ahead, yo, Georgie, get him. Get him.
That's a fact.
They didn't. Getting rich wasn't the thing back then. It was loving on your family. It was providing, protecting. Those were the things that made you successful. It wasn't about riding in a fancy car. It wasn't about.
Whatever we talking about, because
We talking? No, it was not.
When
that was
wasn't
a
that?
drug dealer era.
Yeah,
and
I'm-
that became
that's-
a hood thing. And that's the thing with you got to think about.
That's what I'm saying. What era we talking
You
about?
got to think about the entertainment industry because it's a facade that they put on us that makes us think that this is what success is, right? To me, the entertainment industry ain't nothing but the projects with a bigger bubble. And the more people make money, the bigger the bubble. You still be in the same bubble. You are still a hood nigga with money, regardless of how you look at it. All the rappers, y'all all spiraling down. Y'all still in the projects. Y'all still in the hood. Y'all just got money and y'all just hanging with each other. Y'all having sex with the same girls. It's the same hood mentality. You have not gotten out of that. That is not success to me.
So what's success to you?
To me, success is being able to provide, protect, to be peaceful. Like just to have some peace and being comfortable where I could get whatever I want to. I don't need more than I need.
That sound like in that video when the young lady said, y'all just gave up. That's what that sounds like to me.
Right. Y'all just gave up because she's living in a different time and she wants money. And now to her, that's what success is. Or she wants more money to do what she wants to do. That wasn't a thing back then. Just like we talked about the brownstones. Brownstones is $1 million, $3, $4, $5 million now. Back then, what we said, they were selling them for $1.
Yeah.
It wasn't important.
I would say this. I think success, there's got to be nuance to it. There's got to be, it's got to, I don't know.
It's whatever you think it is.
When my mom and they grew up in Marcy Projects, success was getting your kids out of Marcy Projects. Mm-hmm. Success was actually having a regular job, actually having a job, and then being able to take your kids ain't on
Sometimes
welfare.
it was a city job.
That's it. Your kids ain't on welfare. There was no Spotify, internet.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, right? Y'all know I'm old. Shut up, man. Africa was something you saw on television.
Right. Not taking trips to...
It wasn't taking trips.
Yeah.
Indonesia, you probably didn't even know what that was.
He said Gesundheit.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So you got to imagine how big the world got in the last 40 years.
That's true.
The world is touchable now.
Yeah,
in
very
all of
much
these
so.
different ways. You have access to all of these different things in all of these different ways where they were just things you might have heard on a radio
Or you
television
did it,
before.
and it was something that you accomplished. It wasn't this big grandiose thing.
Thing.
Yeah, you traveled out. To me, those things, that's not successful.
Wait, traveling?
Yeah, traveling isn't successful.
I don't know.
We made a big thing off of getting your passport. Oh my God. You go to the post office
It was
to
a big
take a
whole thing. It was a
picture.
big-
But-
Yeah, you go to the
I mean,
post
the bar-
office to take a picture and you got a passport. You pay $100 and something.
The bar
and you got
is
a passport.
low.
Why is that? I got the keys to my apartment now. I got an apartment. That's like this big grandiose thing. Oh, I opened up a store. And I'm not saying that that's not something to be proud of. But we are forgetting that these are things that we just did. We're not, like, it's not a prolonged thing that we're doing for years. Our grandparents had mom and pop stores. Why wasn't that a big thing? Why we didn't talk about that back then?
I don't
My
know.
grandfather had a fruit stand. I used to go steal
your
fruit
grandfather
from the
held
fruit
up a banana?
stand.
Yeah. So, yo, look at that.
I got
Yeah.
a fruit stand.
Right, my grandfather sold crabs. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he had a store. My grandfather got a car. He had a car. Every time I turned around, he had a little Lincoln. Right?
Yeah, my
Like, you get what I'm
But
saying?
those were the bad cars
Those-
back then.
Right. Those were the
Yeah.
things.
So
I was able to go to him and get a dollar.
You're saying it because it's not a Maserati. It was a Lincoln or it was a Buick. That was their things back then.
But my thing is, it just was. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't our level. Our success
I
was
don't
the
think it
fact
was
that we
just
didn't have to
was.
feel
Me
the
neither.
struggle.
I don't
Me neither.
think, like, my thing is this. So we coming from, and it's black people, right? So I hate the fact of bringing up, but it's like a lot of our shit, we started late because of slavery, right? Like we just trying to catch up. So I say that to say my folks is from down south. they wasn't that far away from life just being very segregated and life being just kind of hard. So them coming from down south to the projects in Harlem was a success jump for them. Like, yo, we not down south no more. Meanwhile, they're in the projects in Harlem. Like, crib got robbed, all kinds of shit. But they like, yo, but it ain't down south. But I'm just saying this. Now that we are, I hear what you're saying. Like, yo, it shouldn't be something where it's like, yo, y'all just got your passport. That's how far back we are. Where it's like, you should be, that is success. Yo, if everybody from the hood right now can be like, yo, we got our passports, that's something to be happy about. If everybody from the hood can say, yo, I got new keys and it's not in Marcy Projects, that's a fucking success story. If I can say, yo, Africa wasn't touchable, but now I'm not even gonna say as far as Africa. If somebody tell me, yo, bro, I just went to DR. One of my young boys.
One of these little niggas from over here?
Yo, one of my young boys is wilding in DR.
What?
And I'm so proud of him. Because I'm just like, nigga, all you knew was Red Hook. And not only just, all you knew was the 4th floor. Now you in DR doing God knows what.
Nigga, I see one of them niggas in the city. I'll be like, oh,
yo,
shit.
remember?
42nd
So,
Street.
hear me out.
Harlem kids don't know anything
back
outside
in
of Harlem, not even Midtown.
Remember back in the day when you ran into somebody at Soho or somebody, remember when if you went shopping in Soho, niggas like, oh, you mad fancy.
Yeah.
Bro. Yo, what you
niggas going to Soho?
It's more so it's sad, but it is a success story when it's like niggas used to only go downtown Brooklyn to go shopping. Now we over here going overseas. I don't give a fuck how you did it. Yeah, yo, mom and pop shop was a thing, but now it's over now. But niggas got smoke shops. Fuck it.
So this
it's
is
a
the
step
thing.
closer to because now maybe in 5 years we could be bragging about. Yo, we own the building. Oh, yo, we do have a place overseas, or yo, I can visit you in Japan. I could go visit. You know what I'm saying, folks?
That is definitely something to be proud of. It's something to be. It's
I'm not
something to
gonna
be
be
proud
mad at
of.
that.
It's something to be. I never said that. It's something to be proud of. It's something to be happy. Like, I would be proud too. But we are looking at, this is a success story because you went here, and it's really, if you really come back, it's really, we're proud of you because you're thinking outside of the box, not what you have gotten tangibly, but what you have done with your mind that allowed you to think outside of that box. That's how I look at it.
I don't think that.
I don't look at it like, oh, you got a Maserati now. I look at it more like, yo, you really set yourself up and said, I'm gonna get this car, and you got that car.
I'm conflicted with both of y'all arguments.
That's the success to me. The success is because everything you're saying is thinking outside the box. What you went from being here to being there? Yes, because you said, you know what? I don't want this anymore for me. I got to figure out how I'm going to get over there. And you figured it out. I'm proud of you.
I can't even say
success.
that's even thinking out the box. Because even right now, the reason why, remember when somebody said, oh, y'all didn't know about Turks and Caicos, now everybody want to go to Turks and Caicos. I can't even say,
that's when it doesn't become success to me.
But I'm just, to this point, some of the things that are happening isn't thinking out of the box. You just saw that on the gram and you going, I don't want to be left out. I'm not happy about you just going, oh, I saw something and now I'm doing it. I'm just happy that you're doing something. Like, that's all. Like, I don't give a fuck where you going, or like, you really one-upped it. You did. No. I'm just happy that you're not on the same block that I saw you on. Let's start there. Like, the bar for our folks at times, unfortunately, it's not the highest. It's not like, yo, you building up this and you got, fuck buying a Maserati. You own you got your own dealership or something like that. No, I'm just happy with you just going, you know what? I'm striving for something.
So the question that I had though, with everything that's being said, is success measured in the moment, or is it a life thing? Because you can have all of that money and lose it.
Yep.
Very true.
You could have all that money and wind up in prison.
Yep.
Very true.
Are you still successful if you wind up in?
And that's why
you know what I'm saying? Like, so what is actual?
It's relative.
Is it relative to what?
It's relative to the person in
absolutely
the point in time that you're at. Because something that's success in 2020 cannot be success in 2025.
Somebody got out of an abusive relationship. That's success.
Right.
That don't have nothing to do with material gain. It all depends on what you deem success to be. Some people have a different idea of success. Like we said, your parents or whoever getting out the hood, that's success.
What's success to you?
Success to me is peace. Is being able to get the things that I want and still live comfortably. That's success to me.
What's success to you?
Man, I just want my son to be proud of me. And I want my shorty to rely on me. I want my family to respect me. I want my friends to want to be around me. Man, like my success to me is just being able to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm happy with myself.
That is big.
I like that.
OD.
I
Being
like that.
proud of yourself at the end of the day,
100%, bro.
yo, I worked hard. I did my motherfucking
my
thing.
thing, man.
The people I love don't hate me.
Right.
I don't have a long life full of regret.
Right.
And
That's the
fucking
part.
pain and sorrow that I
That's
left
the part.
behind. I don't look at myself as a negative person. I did my fucking best.
I did my fucking best.
That's it.
where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
But I'm also just going like, yo, those other aspects or like those other, they add to that. Like, what's gonna make you know, people want to be around you or for you not to have regret is, yo, those small things. Yo, having a new crib. Yo, being able to travel from one place to another. Yo, making a certain amount of money. Yo, copping that whip. Like, that all adds up to like the main success part. So those things are still needed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
one thing that makes me feel like, oh, my son can look up to me is being like, yo, I chased a dream and I didn't fail. I didn't fail at it, or I'm still swinging for it, or I'm still trying to, you know what I'm
You didn't
saying?
give
Like,
up.
yeah, like that's a part
success,
of it.
not giving up.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that. Listen, I went from a space where I was scared to spend money because I lost everything. I am a firm believer. Like I hit rock bottom, and I was just like, the only way is up. But this hurts. Like, and that even goes back to like, my privacy about like, I can't talk about something if I'm in it. It's sensitive. You get what I'm saying? I could talk about it when I'm out of it. But I went to a place where I was scared to do a whole bunch of stuff financially because I was afraid of losing what I built again. And I had to take a leap of faith. And I didn't have to get like a Benz and nothing like that. The fact that I was able to get a car and afford it was success to me. You get what I'm saying? Not even about the car, but the fact that I was in a space that I wasn't in before that I got out of. So it, like he said, it depends on what you look at that. I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to say,
Man.
hey, I did this. Like, I did this. I was in a space. I'm not in that space anymore. I seen something. I wanted that. And I did what I needed to do. I worked hard to get it and I got it. That's where I look
People
at
might look at me as successful.
Yeah,
I don't.
I feel the same way.
Because I'm still
working.
hard.
But
Every
but real quick,
fucking
though,
day,
but you
multiple
still-
jobs.
But you still can't discredit the work. Like, yeah, like, yo, bro, I like LeBron. I don't know how, but like, even saying all his accolades and he's not done yet. Yo, you got to be proud of that to be like, yo, I'm setting the all-time scoring. I'm defense X, Y, and Z. I got these many. Yeah, in the process of this, what's probably keeping you going is that you were like, yo, I am successful. I did yo, bro.
You
when
are.
I came in here, like, just so we can say that,
yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, like, you committed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot of
that
people
is-
walk in here and be like, yo, this is like every other studio I've been
And that's
to.
because
Yeah.
nobody
Crazy.
can't think this is not complicated. It's just thought. It's intentional. You get what I'm saying? But people can't think that. They think past the
Well, they also
simple
comparing
things.
themselves to everybody else.
Absolutely. But that can go into success not being a destination but a journey. So it's not
I'll take
something
that. That I'm
planted.
with.
It's
That I
not
could take.
something stable. It's something that is continuous. We're like success is
Well, because
continuous.
Can I make y'all argue?
Your success,
Go ahead.
Because your success is going to change once you get the thing that you actually, yo, you wanted a
We're not
space.
gonna argue though, but you could.
You
You
wanted
could
your
do that.
space. You got the space. Now you.
I want to know if I can make y'all argue.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I feel I have a feeling about this, but yeah, we all might agree. So let me just throw this out there and see what the hell happens. Spider-Man. What happened?
Nah, I just sent you the breakdown.
Okay, cool. Bet. This is what. So I saw this clip yesterday on the internet, and for a long time I've heard this argument. And because I'm trying to be empathetic to women's experiences, I try to understand it, right? But something about it yesterday, it just kind of irked me.
Okay.
I'm going to play the clip.
To women as white people are to black people.
Hold on.
I miss your dick.
Whoa.
Men are to women as white people are to black people. And what I mean by that is as black people, we all have our experiences with white people. We understand slavery and history and civil rights movement. We understand systematic oppression. We understand all of these things. But when we have a conversation with a white person, they usually look at us like we are crazy as a like all this shit doesn't exist. It wasn't that bad. This doesn't happen. Racism doesn't exist anymore. So on and so forth. It is the equivalent when women talk about men. Men aren't killing women. Men aren't doing this. Men aren't doing. Yes, you are. You just, because it's not your reality, you think we're delusional. The same way that white people think we are crazy and delusional when we talk about racism.
Damn, Dave, what you think about that?
I mean, I agree. I feel like, especially when it comes to speaking about feelings or experiences that you may have, I feel like men try to invalidate that. Like, that didn't happen. I didn't do that to you. You did. I lived it. Like, yeah, you did. So, yeah. But I do feel like that comes from, or not comes from, but I do feel like there is a correlation there between how they get treated by their white counterparts.
What do you think?
See, I wasn't sure where she was going to go.
You know, I always have a different perspective.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I
don't agree. And I don't agree because on an individualistic basis, not all men are the same. I don't think it has anything to do with being treated by your white counterparts. More so as your upbringing, your environment, and what is okay for men to do, right? Men don't know how to deal with their feelings a lot. They don't know any other emotion outside of anger for the most part. They don't know when they're depressed. They don't know when they're sad. They're disappointed. Men
don't know when they're depressed?
Most men.
I don't know.
Most men.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's starting an argument.
So here we go. And you can say I don't know because I can't speak for all, but I know there are many. There are a lot of men who do not know what they're actually feeling or how to process those emotions. When you grow up, you have to be told that you have to act a certain type of way. You can't be crying. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. Though. It ain't 95, but it still stems down. It still stems down. If you are around certain men who act a certain type of way, 9 times out of 10, you are going to act just like those men. 9 times out of 10. And correct me if I'm wrong, because they do say you are the 5 people that you surround yourself around, right?
Tahoe, you know your feelings? You know how to articulate your feelings?
Yes, he does.
I had to do work on that, though.
Absolutely.
Do you know how to?
I used to punch walls, bro.
Fair enough, but you also are
I did not
70 years old. So
I am
that
a great,
is the time.
Valid.
You see what I'm saying?
Valid.
Like
my cane, I have 6 of them.
Right.
But what she's saying, I kind of agree with her. I'm willing to accept you arguing.
Yeah, because
right?
I'm just trying to figure out.
The reason why I say I agree with that is because I just knew I was angry. I couldn't say I was what the underlying feelings, right? That's on that emotional wheel. I wasn't able to identify that. So I wasn't even able to process it enough to talk to myself about it. Okay. I would just be angry.
Got you. And don't know how.
Don't know really what all of that is.
I know I'm
there.
feeling this though.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I don't know if
I want to fight. You insulted me. I'm embarrassed.
That's it.
But I don't even know that I'm embarrassed. I just know that you pissed me off and you made me feel a certain type of way inside.
You just feel like men don't know that right now, though?
Yes, I do. Because there are teenagers who don't know that right now. And the men aren't teaching them. Yes. Or they don't even know how to express it. Gaslighting. It's normal. Women do it too. It's normal. I didn't treat you like that. What are you talking about? I don't even know. Like, what? You're bugging.
Women do that. Yeah.
Instead of saying,
that's how I learned how to gaslight.
Yeah, you have to study y'all.
And but this is the thing, and this is why it's so funny when it's like this men versus women thing. Because in my head, men and women have the same type of concerns and problems. They just see it differently, so they think that is different because it's expressed differently. We all have the same problems that men have with women. Women have with men. Regardless.
I feel that way.
However you put it. So that's why I don't even do it. To me, it's not men versus women, more so a different opinion versus a different opinion.
Only so I mean, to this exact clip. All right, so she's saying how men are to women the way that white people are to black people. What I'm just trying to figure out is all right, so cool. On the white side of things, there's times where white people can be racist or don't exactly know how to talk to us or work with us or be around us. I don't want to say that all white people, I don't want to say that they're racist. but I just feel like they are. I don't know. There's a part to this too where I'm like, when white people do try to figure out who black people are or get close to them, I don't think that black people allow them to, right? Do y'all feel like that? Like, I don't think that...
No, we
like,
keep
I
them
have
on...
white
There's a
friends,
certain
but-
place
Right.
that they're always going to be.
Right.
No matter what.
So to that
Even
point,
if they're the cool white person, there's
still-
a place that they cannot ever go.
Okay.
They're always going to be
so
there.
now let's
And
add...
that's how
but-
it is with us.
But let's add that to the aspect of how men are with women. I'm glad she didn't say black men to black women.
Well, that's how I'm taking it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I can't go to, because I'm like, it's generalized. So it's like men to women. You see how you saying like, yo, black people, even if they're cool, you keep them up to a certain degree. Is that what women are doing to men?
That's what men are doing to women.
We're keeping them in a certain place? Men are
Yes.
keeping them in a certain
He
place?
he just spoke earlier about how he is with his girl, his fiance, and how he is with his friends. They're in different places, right? His male friends are in a different place than her. You get what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. Y'all keep us at bay. I know this because you know, I'll take an experience, right? You know that I'm cool with the guys. I'm like one of the bros.
Okay.
Right? And I had to identify this, and I could be wrong, but this is just how I processed it. When it came to my relationships, because I was so used to the guys bringing me around and so used to the guys telling me things, I got into a specific relationship where my partner did not do that. He didn't look at me as one of the guys. So he kept me in a space. Like, I'm his girl, and these are his friends, right? This is past. But I didn't understand that, right? So it's the same type of situation. You keep them in a box because you view them completely different. You view women completely different. Most men think that women are emotional. We can't handle certain things, so y'all don't tell us certain things, right? It's the same type of situation here.
I don't know.
Really?
I just think that, like, to a certain degree, I feel like we're still, like, would you count your relationships when you were in your early 20s as real relationships?
Yes, for what I
See
know
what I'm
them to
saying?
be.
No.
See what I'm saying?
I would it's a relationship for what I know it to be in that space.
What?
It's a relationship for in that space. I thought that was a relationship. You don't know
But I'm
until
saying
you know.
right now, today, do you?
Yes.
I can't count that because I
can't
wasn't a real
count that.
person.
That's what I mean.
But why weren't you a real person?
Because I didn't even know how to
Right.
do this. I'm not
Right.
making
That doesn't-
real
that-
decisions
but that
based
doesn't-
off of
that doesn't
real
take
information.
away, but it was real when you was in it. When you first thought you was in love, right? You could look back at it now and you've
I met her
experienced a
that day.
different
By the end of the
type
day, we
love.
was kissing and holding
Right.
hands.
And that's my girlfriend.
And that's what you know it to
And she was
be.
my girlfriend.
That's my
That was
girlfriend.
real for you then, though. That was real for you then.
But I'm saying
It might not be real for you now because you've grown in these different experiences, but that
to
was real for you
to this
then.
point. So if all right, so back then you
We
met
was
a
kissing
girl,
by the end
you
of the
held
day.
her hand, you kissed her, that was your girlfriend.
That was my girl.
Hear me out. Right now, you go outside to the store, you hold the girl's hand, you kiss her, that's your girlfriend?
Do I know her name?
No.
I don't even know this girl.
Even if you know her, right.
Yeah, I don't know her.
So to that point, you can't like I think that's to a certain like I think that women at times carry on what was done when they were younger. Like to
Yeah, I do too.
No, we don't. We just clearly just said, yo, in my early 20s, I don't even count those relationships.
That's y'all, but y'all still just that doesn't mean that it didn't impact you just because you
I
are
didn't say that
viewing
it
it
didn't.
different. Because let's just say, God forbid, you know what?
Chris, you about to be wrong.
Right.
think so?
Let's just say that
We
there
still
is an
talk about the
example.
girl that broke our heart in 7th grade.
Exactly, and we gotta pay for that.
But even
We
when you
still
say, even when you say that
deal
you-
with people
We
based
gotta
off the
pay
hurt
for
that
that.
comes from them. So how is not real?
I'm just saying, maybe that's me. 'Cause
No,
I
you
don't.
still looking at yourself from the evolved Chris, and I think that you are forgetting.
And the reason why
older
that's
Chris.
important is because I'm going, yo, I would like to believe that if we're talking about what men are to women, that we're talking about when they actually become men, opposed to when they're young
Boys.
Boys.
But once again, you are still harboring Susan, who broke your heart in 4th grade, or not even Susan that broke your heart. When your mom broke your heart when you were 7, and now you are now older, and yes, you are more evolved, but that's still there, and it still lingers in your relationships. It's still a part of your experience. That was your reality, regardless of whether you had more, regardless of whether she changed and she started loving on you, regardless of Susan coming and apologizing to you, that still was a stain that was left from the past.
I'm just saying this. She's talking about from a dangerous perspective, that video where it's like, yo, you can't trust, the correlation is you can't trust white people because white people are going to find a way to like cross you over or hurt you or, right? Like,
She said more along the lines of when we talk about our experiences with white people, they act like they invalidate it. They say, I'm not like that. Right?
Tishat, how many times have we heard Tahoe's Monique story? I think that's her name. Yeah,
Monique. We all know. We all know.
Okay.
She's speaking about when black people speak about their experiences with racism, experiences with...
I want to stay to...
Right?
Yeah.
That white people invalidate them. They say, I'm not like that. That's not always true. It's case by case, whatever. But when women say about their experiences with men, men do the same thing.
But so, all right, so I want to dissect that exact thing.
Yeah.
All right, so back in the day, it was slavery and white people owning black people, right? In 2025, racism still is alive, very much so. But has a white person right now done something to you that was like, yo, it was like, have you not gotten a job in the last, let's say 10 years because a white person said we can't give him a job?
No.
It did happen back in the day.
Right.
But I'm talking about right now.
Right. No.
So that's where I'm going to, where it's like, I'm not saying that white people aren't racist, but I can't really remember a time for myself where I'm going, this person was so racist that it stopped something from happening to me.
But women can do that to men today.
That's what I'm going at. Like, so if we're going off of right now, I haven't had that experience so dealing with a woman to say, yo, the negative traits of being a man and dealing with a woman, when it's not that it didn't happen, it did happen, but it's not me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're doing what they said. But actually, you're making it that the women's experience today is worse than racism.
I'm not saying,
because you're saying at least it's not out now, but it's still outright for women today.
But I'm saying this though. So that did happen in the past. What am I supposed to do right now?
That's what she's saying. Like, my thing is, it's not about what are you supposed to do? You're asking the wrong questions, and that's the problem. You guys, that's an invalidation, right? Because if I come to you and I say, he hurt me, right? He broke my heart and all of these things, and now it's hard for me to trust, right? You'll have some people who will ask the question, did he really hurt you? But based off of that, like, what did you do?
What did you do?
Whatever, like, what did you do?
They would say that.
And then you'll have some people, which I feel like you are capable of doing too, and be like, dag, well, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Right.
How does that making you, why do you feel it is like important for you to like not trust men now? It's like the questions, that's not what's, and they feel validated, like, dad, you hurt me. Yeah. You're not telling me that I'm bugging out for feeling this way or whatever, but you're actually wanting to know my story.
Right.
And there are many men who are not wanting to know our story. They're just going, you probably did this, or you probably did that, or you probably was doing this why he did that, or whatever, because you're trying to validate the man and stand up for him.
Yeah, I agree, because I just said, like, it's bitch ass niggas everywhere you go. So they're gonna break you down so that they could do more harm to you. But what I'm saying is, to a guy right now who isn't necessarily on that path of trying to destroy you, but he's also just trying to be there for, how do I get you to trust me? How do I get you to fully love me if something that happened to you wasn't me?
That's not your problem. But
I mean, if I want to make you my girl, if I want to love you, and you telling me that you have trust issues, what I'm asking is, how do we move forward from there?
Right.
Like, you can't just be like, oh, niggas,
men
I got
do this,
and then just be
you
like,
have to be willing to put in the work, and that's why I don't agree, because you can't just point fingers and say these men are doing this. You have to vet out and use discernment when it comes to figuring out which man is for you, because not all men are the same. Just like he said, not all white people are the same. There are some who are genuine. There are some who are not racist, even though there are many who are, and they don't even realize that they are, right? Just like there are men who do things and they don't realize that they're doing it. But it's also your responsibility to say, okay, he is asking the wrong questions. I can see if I can voice how I feel about that, or this might not be the person that I should be having this conversation with, or he is triggering my trust issues again, and this is just him. This is a him thing. This is not an all men thing.
So to that very point, so who's to blame in a situation where are you continuing to deal with niggas who are abusive, who don't understand, who don't want to get to really know you, who are damaging, or is it the man that's damaging, like doing the damage?
I think relationships are just that relation that deals with two people, and both are the blame. You are an active participant in the situation when you know what you are getting yourself into. If I know that I'm a woman beater and I know I'm gonna whip her ass, I'm not gonna it's like, oh, she's letting me whip her ass, right?
That's you don't think it's wrong.
You don't think it's wrong. She's letting me whip her ass, and I'm not wrong because she's letting me whip her ass, but you are wrong because you know you're whipping her ass. Her, on the other hand, she's wrong because you are letting him whip your ass, and you know he's gonna whip your ass. It's a relationship. You are relating. That takes two people or more, and if it's two people or more that are in a situation that know what is going on, then y'all both wrong. You not focus on the facts. You focus on potential. Or
y'all both.
We both right.
No. Y'all both looked at this from a space that was, I don't know, beyond or below where I was looking at it. I'm telling y'all right now.
Where you at?
Right?
We're both air signs, by the way.
But my problem with this conversation, right? I don't like being compared to white men in any way. And the reason why is
that's his trick. I knew what his trick was already.
They created all of this.
You're right.
They have affected all of us.
Yeah.
I can say right now, black women in the dating game have bigger struggles, bigger problems finding a mate based off how growing up or how they've been parenting through just everything, like the lack of having fathers, what slavery did, the civil rights movement, all of that shit passes down.
Yeah.
All of those things passes down. They had to be stronger. That means their mothers were stronger. That means they was raised without father. You know what I mean? All of this shit affected the way that they look at men and look at their experiences. That's just black women.
That's true.
How are you comparing me to the nigga that did that to me too?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I got trauma too.
That's fair.
I don't like when black women do that to black men. It's like y'all erase our trauma and said, you just like them. How?
Right.
They did this to both of us.
Yeah, we both in here. Yeah.
I need the same grace you need.
That's real.
How the hell did I become your enemy when both of us is locked up?
Yeah.
We both in the same fucking cage. That shit don't make no sense to me, and that shit happened 10, 15 years ago when Twitter around started. I saw it because I was there. We started making fun of all types of people, right? And they banded together and said, look at these niggas. And they started, y'all niggas is the problem.
Word.
Y'all niggas. And they all started flocking in from all over the globe. They was coming in from Nebraska. They was coming in from Cali. They was coming up from Texas. They was coming in from everywhere. You niggas. And hold up, niggas like, hold on, wait. What the fuck going on?
Yeah.
Right? And it just became a rolling thing that black men versus, let me put us first. Black men versus black women versus black men. Nah, hold up. We in the same fucking place.
Yeah, that's a fact.
My problems with dating, you got the same problems with dating.
Yeah.
We just fighting each other over it because we don't want to give each other no grace.
That's real.
We don't want to give each other no grace, and we don't want to take accountability for our part.
Nobody wants to take accountability for our trauma and what we've added to the situation, bro.
We want to get coddled.
And the white man started all of this.
That's true.
They did this to us. They wrote it down, my nigga.
That whole part
this shit was in the book.
Yeah. Yo,
it was in the book.
This shit just like Pootie Tang.
He waiting for us.
This shit just like Pootie Tang. You know what I'm saying? With the white. Yeah, you're right. You're
That's my problem.
Right. I'm
That's my problem. And so when I hear these conversations when it's like that,
the only reason why I didn't go there is because she didn't say black women and black men.
It doesn't matter because black women are not like white women. We gotta start category.
She said,
but it can't be that. Because I can never say women when I know that you're gonna have white women and black women in the same mix. They're two different ways to look at things.
I feel like as soon as you put black women, as soon as you put a race in front of something, it shrinks what is being said because now everybody feels like they're in a box. So when you as soon as you go, well, black women is like this, all right, you could feel like however you feel about black women, but I'm not the black woman that you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? So you can't say black women because I'm not the black one you talk. And I'm sure you're not the black man that they're talking about. You get what I'm saying? But everybody, soon as they do that, is because everybody puts.
But they're doing it with men and women anyway, because when you was having this conversation, you said, I know you're not like that.
Right.
We're going to do that anyway.
Right.
You're automatically talking to the masses, the general. It's a generalized statement. Every generalization is wrong, including saying every generalization is wrong. Right. Every single one of them is, right? But we know we're talking to the hit dogs that's going to holler when they hear it.
They sure gonna
You understand
holler.
what I'm saying?
Right.
We know that already. Of course, there are healed black women. There are healed black men. We're not talking to y'all.
The only thing is this, though. This is what I can't wait for, is that conversation. Is like, when can we get past this part of things?
We have. It's just not in our algorithm. There are certain people.
I hate that word, by the way.
I know you hate. He hates algorithm and he hates analytics. He's not used to
No,
it yet.
but she's the one that hates stats.
Because he doesn't pay attention to it, I guess, or he doesn't like the words. No, it sounds too professional. Maybe I don't know.
You know how when people say I'm in therapy, I think that algorithm is in that word too. I mean, is in that world as well.
Algorithm is.
They just throw it around anytime.
It's math.
It's math.
How you like math?
But I'm just saying this. Algorithm isn't technically math. It's something where it's going. No, an algorithm can be changed by somebody going, "Yo, this is the direction that we want to go." That's how that shit works.
Everything is math. Everything.
Everything
is numbers. Everything is math.
Okay,
zeros, ones, and twos.
And what I'm saying is this, and I know we're trying to wrap up because I don't want to be here all day.
Yeah, we got 2 more minutes.
But the truth is, so my thing is this. All right, did you? I hate to do this. Yo, do you like drill music? Right.
I don't like what it does to the community.
Got you. So you don't like drill music.
Right. Well, right. I can enjoy the sound.
Right.
I just don't like what it does.
All right. Do you think that anybody at one point asked for drill music? Like, yo, we want drill music. Do you think that was a thing?
Yes.
Do you think that the reason why it's a part of the musical, and it's actually fading out a little bit, but the reason why it was a part of the musical algorithm was because so many people said that they want this shit?
No.
Right. Somebody said what? I'm glad you said that.
Somebody said, let's change the direction.
Right! And that is what the algorithm is.
Yes.
Somebody going, let's change the direction.
Right.
It's not a real thing
let's
where
change
it's like...
the direction. It is a real thing because it's a mathematical thing, right?
How would you get the numbers unless somebody forces it? Unless somebody goes...
But regardless, you're still forcing it, right? So when I say algorithm, if I keep clicking on something, I might not, right? You can look on your explore page and look at feet. Then it'll go, oh, he looked at feet. Boom. We're going to put that over here. Now, when you go back to your page, you're going to see 2 pages that have feet. Then you're going to click on the one that you didn't see. Boom. Do you like it? No, but it was just something that's interesting because it's like, now this is on my page.
Right,
and then you start clicking, and next thing you know, you see a bunch of feet.
Before that.
Now you're just a foot nigga.
Now you're just a foot nigga until you click on something different.
But hear me out. The only reason why I'm getting to that, how would you even know that you like pictures of feet unless somebody put that there for you to see?
That's exactly what is happening.
And I'm trying to tell you,
social media.
So algorithm is control. They'll throw something in front of you, and that's what I'm getting to. It's not something where it's going, oh, yeah, I like this. No, I like basketball. I barely see basketball on my shit.
I think Chris is talking about the suggested part.
Right,
of the
but you can always change your algorithm. You can say, I don't want to see this anymore. Let me type in flowers. And then you type in flowers, and then the algorithm will go, oh, he's looking at flowers. You can always change.
This is a triggering word for me.
You can always change
somebody
your
don't
algorithm.
really know how something works. I'm not saying you, Danielle. I go through this with all of my friends. They say algorithm.
That's my first name.
Yeah. Oh. They just say algorithm. Anytime something is like, low, numbers on post is low, algorithm. Yo, I ain't as lit. My numbers is going down on black, algorithm. Like anytime it's like a numerical, questionable, yo, algorithm. If shit ain't going your way, niggas like, I ain't in the algorithm. That's what I just hear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing that be kind of killing me. I don't know where we was going that we had algorithm.
We were going back to the algorithm because he said he don't think that that's that many healed people, right? That's where we was at. Healed women.
Say that.
And I was like,
you said you
they
don't think
are
that
there.
Many healed women?
We would say, well, we would say, no. You asked the question, when are we going to get out of past? people not being healed.
You saw that?
Why you do
Yo,
that?
I got you out of there though.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I apologize when I'm wrong.
She got a sneak. She
just said that black women are healed.
Yo, he said black women ain't healed.
You asked that question, and I said there are pages. There are so many people on social media that actually talk about their healed process, their healed journey. I see them all the time because that's what I look at. You get what I'm saying? They're talking about black men who are amazing and black men who deserve grace and black men who are doing their best and all of those. And I see it more because I look at it more.
I guess the bigger thing for me is, when is that the mainstream part? Like, so right now,
when you change your algorithm.
No. So what I'm saying is this: just as much as you able to go to any show, like let's just say, I mean, you watch clips on Breakfast Club sometimes. Mm-hmm. Cool. What if there's more of a segment where it brings up more positive things than negative things, or wherever you getting your information from? Like, what if there's more of that? Like, even if I'm clicking on, it's like underground rap. Like, yeah, we might be able to hear. To your point, you probably watching underground Black Love all day. What I'm trying to figure out,
Roberts ain't underground.
But I'm just saying, to that point is, when does it become that we are getting to the part of the next part of the story?
Well, that you got an algorithm too, your personal algorithm.
Yeah.
I think that's been set by society, the phones,
right?
We're all logged into this thing that's feeding us. It's almost controlling us. We're literally being walked around. We're being walked.
Worse though.
You know what I'm saying? We're being walked by a computerized leash.
Absolutely.
Right.
You walk in the street, just sit on your stoop one day and see how many people's walking on the block like this.
Yo, to the point where I think that niggas' necks and backs.
I'm driving. I look to the side of me, the police, both of them is driving on their phone. They're moving on their phone. I'm like, you niggas is supposed to be pulling niggas over for this. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get my lights on this.
So, but you got to understand that, and then we only react to the things that give us, what's the word?
A triggering reaction?
Dopamine or whatever. And that is going to be negative shit, drama, Real Housewives, Loving Hip Hop, Kanye, Drake versus Kendrick. That's all we're really being excited by, bro.
Ain't that sad,
so, but do you also understand we're programming the youth? What we might have not responded to that much when we was growing up, they are living in it right now.
And understand that if you're following somebody and you go on a page, and let's just say it's a negative page, and let's just say you responded to something, right? You responded to Kendrick and Drake, right? And you said something crazy. Because I follow you, if I pass by that page, your comment is the first comment that I see. So now, more than likely, I'm going to click on it to see exactly what you said, to see if somebody responded and all of this.
To make it a thing. I get
Social media ain't nothing but a blank canvas that you paint on as you go. And that's the algorithm. You are on a blank canvas when you are on social media. Whatever you see is what you're painting, and you can always paint something different. It's an ongoing process. It's not there already. You're creating it by what you watch, what you comment on, and what you see.
I can't believe I kept y'all here for 3 hours.
You did.
Yo,
I can't believe I've been sitting here sweating for 3 hours. You know how much water I've been drinking over here?
Yo,
y'all keep you nigga. we can get you your own show. We gonna move all the furniture out of here.
Right.
It's just gonna be you and a plant.
And just let it just go off.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just being behind the camera like this, holding up cue cards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, great show, y'all. First of all, I know I find y'all at NahThats Crazy. Yo, Georgie, by the way, what's up with you and these Instagram posts you've been doing lately? Very inspirational posts and shit. What made you start doing that?
I was doing them before, but I was doing it more through words. And when I'm driving or when I'm walking, my brain, as you can see, it's always on a million, and there's just so many thoughts that I have or conversations that I have. I'm just like, you know what, stop being so afraid to be there by yourself and just talk. You just talking, you just getting your thoughts out. People either gonna fuck with it or they're not gonna fuck with it. But I'm a motivational person anyway, and I know that the way I think sometimes is just like, I'm dealing with the facts, and I know many people deal with their emotions, so let me put it to you in a different perspective and change your perspective on how to view things.
I resonated with one of your things so much that I had to reach out to you like, yo, I'm going through that right now. And you was like, yeah, you need to handle that. Don't let niggas away with it. But I thought you was just posting it because you change your hair every day.
That's
so I was
the
like,
real part.
I was like, oh, she changed that. She wants you to see that she got dreads. She got dreads.
Yeah,
she got,
yeah.
she got,
That's
you know what I mean? She got a half moon.
Literally, I do it. For the most
you ain't never
part,
seen no moo with a bonnet on. It's only a nigga in the crib.
It's
in the crib.
talking about. Well, I wear it with my hair not done, but I do it in the parking lot of the school before I go in every day. Like, I mean, I try to do it every day, and I take it easy on myself. If I don't have it that day, then I don't have it that day. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like I got enough content where people are still commenting on things from the past because it's a rabbit hole. So, but every morning I be like, you're thinking, you're listening to things or whatever, or your brain is going, you might have went through something, or you might have had a conversation with somebody and it thought that's the thing right there. Just put it out. However it comes out, however, don't overthink it. Just put it out. Somebody gonna hear it.
All right, bet. So you can find Georgie at Your Favorite Tomboy.
Spelled correctly.
Right? And I swear, every morning she's going off, and she deserves more respect because the thoughts and patterns that she's given is very fucking inspirational.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
Thank
you know what I'm
you.
saying? The people out there that just need to
real
hear a good
serious.
voice. Yo, there's a good voice out there, bro.
Thank you.
Y'all want to change your algorithm?
Change the algorithm.
Yeah, is that going to be the name of the show?
Change the algorithm.
Please don't let it be that. Lord.
I done stress Chris out with that word.
Oh my God.
Chris.
What's up, man?
I'm seeing you rapping more now.
Yeah.
What happened and what changed to the point where that's where I met you.
Right.
You started there, then you went into a different place, you became relationship Chris.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing posts of him and this girl. I was like, all right, I seen this before. He's about to. Right.
A baby's
The
coming.
baby's
to
coming.
propose,
Yeah,
a
that's
You know the
what
baby's
happened.
coming.
Yo,
No, you
baby's
know what's
coming.
happening.
Yeah.
Her page, his page was their page. Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's back your page again.
Yeah, so I mean, I went on a small journey. It was a time, I just wasn't inspired by music for a second, and I was trying to like force things or like just create something to feel like I was just being relevant to a certain degree. I went out to LA. I started working with like some really dope producers out there. I came back home. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. Things just started changing as a whole. The playing field just started changing. I say that at this time, my girl is with me everywhere, but she's just my girlfriend. Like she's just like, yo, you know, Chris's girl.
Right.
And I saw what she was trying to do, and I just invested a lot of energy and time into her to like help her develop her platform and get to where she wanted to go. I also, something changed like just in my career as a whole, like things that I do now, and it made me kind of like sit down for a second, because it took a lot of attention and energy for me to master the role. I'm still trying to get to it, but now I'm in a space where they kind of like are, you know, paying me to be myself, which is super fire. And as far as getting back into the music, because I still am like somewhat discouraged by just how shit works. You know what I mean? My son started to like just play my records and like analyze verses or bring up certain records that he like, yo, like this was ice cold, or I told him to share his playlist with me. And like the fifth song was my joint, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what, let me kind of continue what I've been doing, and instead of it being like the main part, I feel like I'm like a mall or a shop, and it just so happens that my music is playing while you're in the store. So whether it's, you know, I want to tap in with Chris because he's on a podcast and I like his mind, I want to run that direction, or I want to tap in with him because, yo, he's running a comedy show and I feel like that's going somewhere, or I want to tap in with him because, yo, I seen that his lady is doing a woman empowerment kind of thing, and I like where that's going. I just did a Nike commercial, so it's like people that just going, I just want to make sure, like, I want every dollar printed. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give people a reasons to be like, let me call them. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me reach out to them. Let me rock out. Let me see what's going on with them. So yeah, but I say that I never really got into, and I'm gonna start doing that now. I never really got into why I changed my name, or like, so to a few people it kind of just like shifted and I didn't speak about it. It's kind of like I just wanted people to just like ignore what was in the room, and it took for me to just develop as a man to also develop the artist. So now, even when I'm dropping music, some of the records are old, but I'm just going, let me just add some sort of visual to it. And as I'm doing that, yo, people are like, I ain't know that you got a record with Eric Bellinger. Oh, I didn't know that you got a record with SZA. Oh, I didn't know that you was doing this. I didn't know that you had these verses. Or I didn't know you was working with this person. And just realized, like, using, the platform that I have now just to kick up what I had before in order for me to move forward. Like, one thing that I really noticed which was a big deal for me, was like verses. Yo, these niggas is getting paid for just doing their old records.
Son.
I'm like, what?
Crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Crazy.
So I'm
but
like,
COVID turned us all out, though.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
COVID turned us the fuck out.
I'm just going, I'm doing myself a disservice if I got over 1,000 records, let's just say, and I just skim through them. Let me go backwards. Let me connect with those so that when I'm doing a new record, you can say, oh, this makes sense. I can see the journey as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, just how everybody is, digesting content as a whole right now. I'm just doing my best with just like reconnecting.
You're doing
with
a great job, though. Those videos and the things that you're doing, you're
Yeah.
showing up in a lot of different ways now. I'm like,
I'm trying, bro. You know what's crazy too?
Not trying, you're doing.
I mean, I'm you know what, and I'm doing my best. I'm just thankful to have people around me that really do care and are fans of me as a whole, because I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't like people that, like, right now somebody's like, yo, I got a session waiting for you, just whenever you finish with the pod, let's knock out 3 songs. I love that.
That's fire.
Yeah, like, I love that people want to see me win. Yo, one time I had a tweet from you like years ago where you was like, yo, we need to make sure that we supporting Chris more because he one of us. He from the town just like us, right? And I felt like, first, I appreciate it. This was like, you don't even remember. This is probably like 2018, 2017 kind of vibe. And the reason why that's a big deal for me is, I used to do a lot of things dope and then just disappear. Like, and then when I would come back out, I got to rebuild up that. Whereas I'm using every day as a momental, like, step. I don't even know if that's the word, but I'm using like what I did yesterday just to propel what I'm doing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's
but what it's also creating that community. Like, yo, everybody's so worried, and I realized this about, and I know, I kept y'all here another 10 minutes, but that was you. That was you. Last 9 minutes was you. But for some reason, in this content space, in whatever artist space, everybody's so worried about themselves. I don't know if that's New York.
Yeah.
But it's like people don't want to collab. You don't want to reach out to your network.
Yeah.
I remember when I said that trying to use my network, they was like, oh, you clout chasing. I was like, no, your people that's what they're there for.
Right. Very true.
I thought that's what they're there for.
No,
the people that you around, they use you use me. You call me if you need me. I use I send it out to my people. Support Georgie. I just did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't have to think that. I could have been like, yo, find her, and nobody would have known. But I make sure they know what she got going on. Or, yo, Chris, this what you got going. But we don't reach out to our people because of some weird thing of I got to do it myself. Or I don't want people to
hold information.
You know what I'm saying? Or people gatekeep.
Yeah, that too. I just think I don't always, because for half of the things that I said that I'm doing, it's all collaborative pieces.
Dope.
Like, even with like the visuals that I'm shooting, the reason why like they're being as frequent as they are is that my man is a fire ass videographer, but he's like, yo, I could at least use what you got going on to propel. Like, you getting paid. He just got hit up by Nike too for him to shoot a commercial. So he like, yo, bro, I only got that because me and you working. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the podcast, that's my dog Kev. But it came through to be like, yo, let's collab on something that we could work out. Yo,
and tell Kev, reach out.
Yeah.
Or some of y'all connect me so I'm having him come on the show.
Yeah, he asked about that too. He was
like,
yo,
he don't,
what's
he's going around. Yo, my nigga, I got a 3-seater in here, my nigga. What's going on?
Fact. Nah, but I
know he was thinking about it like,
nah, he not even that type of person. Everybody just, but to your part, that's the only way that this is truly working. Like, we still just trying to figure it all out. But yo, me and Danielle, favorite tomboy, Georgie.
You got 3 names?
Mad names. But I say that, yo, like, she was an artist at one point. Like, yo, we have been in sessions together where, we created work together, whatever case might be. I've always known that it's more important when everybody is working together to make something happen. It's just, everybody got to be kind of like-minded, and we all got to have the same goal and the same intention. That's the real part. Like, as long as we all got like we could use this to get to there. Yeah. Whatever you do when we get to there, I don't care about. Yeah. But let's just get to there. Like, you know what I mean?
We got to form a religion though.
That's the part.
There's the thing that I see in communities that work is they're all moving on the same ideals.
Yep.
Right.
And I think with black people, we count on being black too much because that's literally just a color. Y'all don't, just because you black don't mean you have the same ideals.
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
a
mean you
fact.
have the same values.
That's a
It don't.
fact.
So you have to surround yourself with people that follow the same code.
But you
Get
gotta
it.
find them.
Get it.
You gotta
that
find those
really like
people,
y'all
though.
willing. It is, but you also have to live by it. Like it has to be a purpose. The same way you choose to love every day. You got to choose to value every day. You got to choose to respect every day. You got to choose to communicate every day. You can't just hold on to that shit and 3 months later that shit has snowballed into feelings that are negative towards a person. Y'all got to be willing to go through some shit together in order to get that shit down the road. And I don't think black people really have that. Not you know, again, this is another general thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's our problem in most of our societal issues.
Right.
We don't have that religion. We don't have that thing that we're all connected to that'll keep us through them dark
That's very
times,
true.
emotional spikes, and all that other shit. You know what I mean?
The other part to it being like working together to be successful is also, yo, just because me and you work together and it doesn't work doesn't mean that we
we
beefing.
have to. We have to
People
fight about it.
automatically assume like, yo, once it's not working, or like it's two things. If me and you get $1 together, that makes us brothers. No, it doesn't.
Nope.
That just means that we got $1 together.
That's it.
And if it falls apart, it does not mean that you're my enemy. It just means that it didn't work.
Right.
Yep.
Like that's all. Not every
And that shit. Oh, yo.
People be in their feelings.
Yo, I've seen it so many
It's too
times
much. It's too
where just
much.
because y'all ain't work out, I got a motherfucker. Bro,
We all do. We all got a motherfucker.
we didn't work out.
We all got
I don't hate you.
Right. It
I
just
don't.
is what
Yo,
it
it is what it is, bro. If I loved
I
you
got a
then,
motherfucker.
Yeah, I love
things
you.
happen. Whatever it is,
Yep.
I don't hate you. I don't still love you, but I don't hate you. I'm good.
I can
It's
still
good,
love
bro.
you as long as you ain't do no like.
Some
yo,
people do foul shit.
Like
though.
we said in the
different.
Some people do
beginning.
foul
That's
shit.
different.
Validate, like you violate.
Yeah.
But if it ain't no violation,
It's-
it
I'm
is
good,
what it
bro.
is.
Hey,
Like,
to a
It ain't
certain
even
degree,
that deep, bro.
It's never that deep, bro.
You know what I'm
like you know what I'm
saying?
saying? I'd rather for all
Let
I
me
know.
y'all do y'all want to see the sun today? Because I blacked out the window.
Nah, I'm
It's
ready.
still-
Yeah.
It's
Let's
sunny
get outta here.
outside.
y'all still
Nah, let's
talking.
get outta
I
here.
got quiet.
Yeah,
I
but
got
how you-
quiet.
Yesterday, like, yo.
I'm like, I'm waiting for him to.
How you
know,
Indians?
I'm waiting
How
for
you-
him
how
to
does
like.
it work? It just-
I was trying, but yo, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Tune in to Georgie
Yo, if
and
you don't end
Chris
this shit, we gonna be.
at That's Crazy.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
Nah, N-A-H. I don't know if y'all from Wisconsin. You know how to
Right,
spell
right,
Nah.
right.
That's Crazy. It's
Yeah.
on all podcast streaming networks.
Yeah.
With a couple of other people on there. We're gonna try to get them back in, get everybody on there on the show. And y'all already know this is a 2-part episode. If you want to listen to the full episodes, no ads, dropping the same day on Tuesday, go to patreon.com/So Shameless Podcast. We uploaded this whole thing as one episode. You guys had to listen to it in part. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, go on over to So Shameless Podcast on Patreon. All right. All right. Yo, yes, you good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Y'all good?
I'm good, man.
Thank y'all for
Nigga
coming.
held
man.
us hostage. Only gave me a Red Bull.
I'm
Didn't
Bro,
say-
sweating.
yo, that Red Bull.
I finished my
You know what I'm saying? My shit.
Yo, he was like,
Hard.
shit, like,
I was over there like,
I was sipping slow. I knew what I was doing.
yeah,
Yo,
man,
over there.
for
Let
sure.
y'all out of here, man.
All
Thank
right.
y'all so much for pulling up. So Shameless.
There you go.